I hope so.
Okay.
We've already been in.
Oh yeah. Well, I was out of frame, which
So-
I'm sure all of our viewers were sad to not see me at the beginning of this podcast.
Probably really sad.
They were like, "Oh man, where's the main guy?"
Yeah. I know. Why do you get the spot, man? I got to be out here in the corner.
No, dude, camera 2, you get your own camera this time.
Okay, cool.
Although I think, what did she say? It was like, wait, if you look at that.
I just
look at
realized that those are all like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys are really professionals in
Isn't this
here.
professional?
Wow.
Yeah, and look, we even got
Only the
scripts
finest.
and everything.
All right.
Only the finest.
We just
Right
don't-
now, we're just rolling. Usually, the way that we kind of open the show is just like casual conversation.
Okay.
There's a podcast, no free ads, but Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard. And
Oh, I love him.
okay, have
I've
you
seen
listened
it.
to that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so like that's kind of how they open most of their shows. Is it just kind of like the podcast rolls in
Okay.
and like conversation is already sort of underway. It's just casual. It's not like, they're not interviewing yet. It's just kind of this like, oh, that's so funny. Like, what did you like about that restaurant or like whatever.
Yeah.
And then it kind of gets into like the actual interview. So like we're kind of emulating that style.
Okay.
So anything you say can and will be used against you. No, I'm
All
just
right.
kidding.
Well,
Anything you say, obviously, like we'll edit this. So if you feel like you put your foot in your mouth or you screw up on something, no pressure. We can always just edit it out of the podcast. So like half of this probably won't even make it in. So
okay.
we just kind of roll for the whole time that we're in here, and then editing magic will kind of make it actually look cool.
Are you
and
guys
roll as
editing
podcast.
this?
We got
Not-
editors.
We got
It's like
people.
because editing takes forever.
We got
yeah.
people.
Yeah, it's
Even on just like CapCut when I'm scrolling on my phone and like
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
like
You make a
reels
lot
for
of-
work. I make a lot of vlogs.
Yeah.
I think it's just fun. It's just
Yeah.
fun to share your life with people, which
Yeah.
sounds kind of crazy because a lot of people hate that. But
Yeah.
I find it's fun, especially with snowboarding. So
You're a snowboarder.
yes, I love snowboarding.
She's obsessed with snowboarding.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
If I wasn't here right now, I'd be up at the mountain.
Really?
Really, we better make good use of her time because
Yes.
we're taking away from precious snowboarding opportunity. She's sacrificing her snowboarding opportunity.
Well, I mean, there's not
to
really good
be
snow
here.
up this year anyway, right?
No, but it doesn't matter. As long as you like love snowboarding, you just love to be up there, I feel like you can still have a good time, you know?
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
And also, I always joke around at work. I'm like, this is just my day job until I'm full-time snowboarder.
Snowboarding content creator.
Yeah.
You need a summer activity to balance it out.
Well, skateboarding. But
Skateboarding.
yeah. You haven't seen those vlogs?
Not yet.
It hurts.
Oh
It
my
hurts.
goodness, you got elbow pads, knee pads, the whole thing.
Yeah, I wasn't wearing them for a while, and then my work was like, stop doing that because I dislocated my elbow last season. Fun fact. I
thought you said you did that snowboarding.
Yeah, I did that.
Oh, okay.
Snowboarding, but they were like, you need to make sure that you're wearing like elbow pads because, well, like I would say a month after I got my cast off, I started skateboarding right away because it was summertime.
Yeah.
So I wasn't wearing any pads because I don't know. I guess I like to live life on the edge
Yeah.
sometimes. But they were like, you need to wear pads because your elbow can come back out again. And now I wear pads. So
Did you
Yeah.
grow up skateboarding, or is that another hobby that you've picked up? And like, why did you pick up skateboarding?
oh, okay, Idaho made me like a completely 360 of a person because I used to hate the winter. Like absolutely hate it. So how we have
Yeah.
winter right now where
Yeah.
it's like 40 degrees. In Texas, this is winter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and this is
Yeah.
like parka weather. This is like you are having hot cups of coffee every single day. You are having your heater cranked at 80 degrees. Whereas for us, this is like,
It was pretty mild.
yeah, it's very mild.
It's a mild winter we're having.
I like
right
how you
now.
say for us too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah, you're all in.
Yeah, I am.
All
I'm an Idahoan. And so whenever my friends came here for example, it was like this and they're like, "Oh my god, it's shivering."
How do you do this?
Yeah, and I was like, "Guys, this is like mild." But it's pretty much been like that, but there's nothing to do. So when you get the winter blues,
Yeah.
imagine like there being no activity that's actually fun, actually a workout, or just like it's just cloudy and gray and you're just sitting on your couch watching and binge watching whatever show you're watching and eating a lot of food. It's not fun.
No.
It's fun for a little bit, but then it's not fun after. But pretty much wait, what was the question again?
Just how you got into skateboarding. Like
Oh,
what,
yeah.
And you said
Yeah, so I
Idaho
started
just,
snowboarding. I got
and then
really
you're
good
like,
at
these are kind of similar, like skateboarding similar to snowboarding. So
Yeah.
do you feel like there'd be like carryover? If
It gives
got
you good
at
board
s-
control.
Yeah.
just board control.
Yeah.
I've never really skateboarded like ever. I
I've
don't
tried
know
it.
about it.
I was like the
It
Home
hurts.
Alone, like straight up one time. Like, hey, I could do this. That did not end well.
No.
No.
It hurts really
does.
badly. And I feel like there's a lot of room for error. And I don't want to keep hurting myself, but I love snowboarding. And I want to be able to do like a 180 or like a 360 or
I've
something
never
like
really
that.
thought about the carryover from snowboarding, like skateboarding to snowboarding.
Sports.
My like main memory of skateboarding is I wish I could remember how old we were, but like my best friend growing up and we were skateboarding barefoot, and his mom was like, "You guys better not be skateboarding barefoot because you're gonna like hurt." And then like
So cool.
on cue, I like fell and just scraped the shit out of my feet.
You had
Can
round
we say
wheels.
shit? If you're Idaho News 6, do we need to keep this?
I'm not saying bad words.
Okay, you don't have to
so-
say bad words, but if I say a bad word, is
you're fine.
Is your station gonna be
They
mad
would just
at
be
us?
like, "Brr." I don't think they would. I
Uh-oh.
don't think they'd
Okay.
be mad, but I mean, as long
The
as I'm
station was strict about what we can do here, right?
Yes, they are. They're very, because you have to think about
You're a
it.
representative.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, wait. No, you're right.
You are. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Kinda.
I'm like, yeah, wait, what is my job actually? Yeah, whenever you sign on to a station, you basically sign on your name, your likeness, your likelihood, so like everything about you. Like I remember signing the papers and I was like, "Mom, I'm actually not your kid anymore. I'm owned by the station."
The station owns me.
Yeah. No, and that's how it is in all TV. So there's
Yeah.
just so many, because there's so many, also there's competition out there. There's
Sure.
people who want to have certain people at their station, and people grow attached to a person, so they'll
Yeah.
follow wherever they go. So
Yeah.
in some
Yeah,
ways,
so it's like you kind of build your own brand within the ecosystem of that station,
Yeah.
but then also the station probably wants to keep,
Mhm.
it's like if you build a big enough brand, then there's a desire from every other station to
Yeah.
capture you and bring you over to their station because
Yeah.
audiences are like, "Oh my gosh, we love Sophia," or like, "We love Joe," or whoever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we love these different individual personalities.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting. But then then the contracts that you have to sign are very station friendly, I assume, because
Yeah, they're very
it's
station friendly.
okay, because it's like they're trying to maintain that IP and like your image.
And they're also trying to help you grow at the same time, so they want you to grow at your station.
Yeah.
So they'll include a lot of benefits, but it's just a lot of only if you're here
Right,
in
right.
that sense.
And,
But
like the longer you stay, probably like the better it gets for you.
yeah, pretty much.
Interesting.
I feel like that's most stations, because when you build credibility at a place and people start watching you every morning,
Yeah.
and then say Joe isn't there the next day, they're like, "Yo, what happened to Joe?"
Yeah.
He's at- he's at
you'll see
Channel
the
7.
comments. Yeah, you'll see the comments blow up. The comments will be like, "Where is?" Like, even whenever Scott Dorval, for example,
Yeah.
he's a very big name. at our
Idaho's chief
station.
meteorologist.
Yes, he's awesome. But he took vacation, I think, for like 2 or 3 weeks because he just has a lot of time off to use.
Yeah.
All of the comments were like, "Where is he? When
Where
is he
is
coming
Scott?
back?"
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That's interesting.
it's an interesting way to live, especially whenever you just feel like a normal person. You know?
Yeah.
Do you see a lot of people on the streets where like, oh my God, it's Sophia, hi.
Actually, that happens to me more than I've ever in my entire life lately. Like,
Yeah.
I would say probably it depends what I'm doing. I'm a recluse. Like, once I'm done with my workday, I just stick to my normal routine, and normally most of it is me at home. So if I do, and I am out at Trader Joe's on a random like Monday or Tuesday, sometimes you'll just be like looking for broccoli, and then you'll see a like little eye on the side of your eye corner, and you're like, "Hello?"
Hi.
And
Yeah.
they're like, "I just watched you this morning," and you're like still looking at your broccoli, and you're like, "Nice to
Okay.
meet you."
Yeah.
But it always comes from a good place. So
Yeah.
I'm
I always think
welcoming it.
because like that probably not as much as it happens to you, but that happens to me a little bit just because like I am oftentimes the face of the still and like
Yeah.
we'll be out there on videos or reels or whatever. And so there will be an occasion where I'm somewhere, a grocery store or a concert or whatever, and someone will come up to me and be like, "You're the guy that owns the still, right?" And I'll be like, "Yeah." And I always think like for every one person that actually says something,
Mhm.
there's probably at least 10 who had the
Don't.
same thought but like didn't, because I'm like, well, if I saw someone from the news or if I saw someone
Yeah.
who I knew owned a business in a public place, I'm not gonna like go say anything. I'm not gonna be like, you're Spencer Southey, right? Like I'm not gonna do that.
Really?
And I'm probably not gonna be like, hey, like you're Sophia from the news. Like I'm just gonna think it to myself. Maybe if I'm with someone, like say like, hey, that's
Yeah.
But like I'm probably not gonna go up to them and just be like, because I'm like, I'm just gonna be like, cool, like
Yeah.
nice to see you. I don't know. So like but basically what I'm saying is like for every one person that does say something, I assume there's 10 people who recognize you
Oh, yeah.
and think it, but they
No.
don't say anything. So like I'm always cognizant of that because you're on the news every day. I'm not on the news every day. So I would imagine this is a much bigger thing for you than it is for me. But when I do get recognized in a place, it's always like this reminder of like, oh yeah, I need to like be cognizant
Yeah.
when I'm out in public, because for every person who says something, there's probably multiple people who who know, but like
Yeah.
don't say anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're kind of getting into the interview portion without framing you
Well,
up,
yeah.
but
But no, especially with like people that you barely know or like an
Yeah.
acquaintance, like you'd be amazed like how many times I've done it where I've walked past people and I'm waiting. I'm like, are they gonna come say something? Because you saw them, and most people won't.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I'll
Yeah.
just go up and be like, oh hey, and sometimes people just don't want to deal with the awkward small talk of like, oh hey, what are you doing? Who are you?
Oh,
and
man.
remember me and how the
Yeah.
kids.
Here's
so
a fun one. When you're in the grocery store and you see, like, you walk past an aisle and you see someone that you kind of like an acquaintance,
yeah.
but they don't see you.
Oh, so you turn around.
What's your
and walk
what's
away.
your move? Like, do you go say hi, or do you like I'm gonna try not to let I'm
know
not
what?
gonna. I usually am an avoider. I'm not gonna.
I'm an
lie.
avoider, too.
Oh my God, you guys.
I'm usually an
I-
avoider. I'm
I'm
just
like,
like,
oh,
yeah,
no.
I'm just at the grocery store trying to get some
And also
some
sometimes
produce. I'm not
it's
trying to have a conversation.
like normalize it to if you don't feel like talking to anyone and you're just tired. Like
It's
True.
fine. Yeah.
normalize turning around and just like going on with your day.
I love the moments when I know that they saw me and I know they know I saw them, and
Oh,
we
and then
both
it's-
have mutually agreed, like,
To
we don't
not
need to
say.
do this.
No.
I'm like, hey, salute to you.
I'm like, I'm glad we're both on the
respect.
same
Yeah,
page.
yeah.
Just
Like,
from
it
the
doesn't-
from the long
It's not
distance.
that I don't like you. It's not that I don't want to talk to you. It's just like we both kind of just get it. Like, hey, I'm just trying to get some stuff done.
Yeah.
I do though. I don't mind whenever viewers come up and watch because it's usually them just wanting to say hi. And I'd like to say if I ever met someone that I've just really admired or just watched, like a podcaster or like, for example, actually, I'd like to say I'd play it cool, but I did not. I've met Post Malone when he
Oh.
was here. Did I tell
Oh,
you guys
no,
about this?
no, tell us.
Okay. So, fun story. When you work a shift like the 5 a.m., 6 a.m., you should pick, this is what my mentor told me. You should pick one night to at least live your life. Whether that means you're staying out maybe till like 9 o'clock, which that's pretty late. That's pretty late, okay? I think I've genuinely lived my life maybe like 5 times. The one time that I did and I decided to stay out late, I was going to a weather conference. So all the meteorologists, which sounds kind of nerdy when you say it out loud.
Sounds like going to a weather conference.
Yeah, that's literally what it was. No, but it's like all the TV meteorologists from all over the world. They came to Boise and it was held here. So
Oh, wow.
I was like, this will be interesting. Like, who will I meet? I'll meet the people from New York, which is like the Today Show, people who work at CBS.
Al Roker.
Yeah, like a lot of those people. So I go and I'm like, whatever. I'm like talking with my mentor. We're just talking, catching up. And I'm sitting with this girl that I was with. Her name's Peyton, and she has like this massive following on TikTok because she's a big weather guru. She's super smart and intelligent. And he comes up to me. He's being very quiet. And my mentor I've known for a very long time. So whenever he's being quiet about something, I'm like, he knows something. So he comes up to the table and he's like, hey. He's like literally whispering like this. He goes, hey, Post Malone is at the Grove Hotel right now. And I'm looking around and there's this whole conference going on. Like people are mingling, they're connecting. And he doesn't even finish the sentence. I grab my purse and I'm like, where are we going? Like, where are we going right now? And he goes, yeah. So we walk over there and I'm like, okay, Sophia, be cool. Be cool. Because, it's Post Malone.
Yeah,
like,
I get it, Posty.
that's like, I would have never thought that on like a random Wednesday I'd meet Post Malone. And so I go into the hotel. I don't see him. I'm like waiting and waiting. He finally comes out from this just random room and he approaches everyone. He takes a photo with every single person there. And there's probably like 30 people there, okay? He takes a photo with each of them, has a conversation with each of them. And then when he got to me, oh my God. I remember I literally blacked out. I think I wasn't even holding my phone. And I told someone, can they please take a picture of us? And I remember he put his arm around, he put his arm around me like this. And no one has the like my phone yet. I'm still holding it. And so we're just standing like this for like a good 2 minutes. And I'm like, oh my God, Post Malone's arm is around me right now. And I'm frozen. My mentor goes like, he's like, do you want me to take your photo? And I was like,
something.
yes. I was like, words. Have you ever seen that episode of Friends where Ross is like with his cousin and he's like, okay, well you should watch Friends. That's another no.
Okay.
Anyways, he's just like, words. Say anything. And I'm just like, yeah, I heard your concert from my apartment last night. And I'm like, why would you say that? But he was like, I was
just letting you know I wasn't at the concert, but I heard it from my apartment.
Nice
it
to
was
meet you.
really awesome.
Yeah.
And that's like literally the 2 words I got out. I was like, were you excited? Like, well, how did you feel? I was like, I didn't even know what
Good
to
questions.
ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like when you think of how
Yeah.
you're gonna be in those moments, and
Yeah.
you just like,
Yeah.
you just make a goofball out of yourself.
You probably were in a similar frozen state the first time when you interviewed me
Oh
at
yeah.
the still. It was
Yeah.
probably a similar experience for you
Yes.
where you were like, wow, I don't even know how to
I was like,
how
oh
to
my
talk
god.
to this guy or
He
like
made
what is
Deja Vu.
celebrity.
Yeah,
He
my
made
favorite.
Deja Vu.
I'm like, I love Deja Vu. Fun. No, my whole family, they still talk. My mom, by the way, will send me ideas of things to send Casey and tell him that he should do with the still all the time.
Oh wow.
Oh, so that this is where the ideas come from.
Well, the protein one, that was my idea.
Okay.
But then she thought about collagen. But like, it'll be randomly. I'll be just like going around my day. She's like, you know what you should tell Casey? He should try this drink, and then once he tries it, he should realize that he should do this. And I'm like, Mom, I don't know. Do you want his number? Like,
Yeah, there you go.
Well, perfect. We'll do that. Then
funny.
tell her about the podcast, and
Yeah,
then she can critique us. And
Yeah, yeah.
help us, you
Hopefully
know?
she'll be a huge fan of the podcast.
oh, yeah, she will be.
Should we? I mean, we can obviously editing magic get all of that good stuff
Yeah,
into the
definitely.
thing. But should we do like
Yeah.
a little frame up? Like
Of-
I'm gonna do like a little bio on you,
Oh, gosh.
introduction, or maybe Spencer will. You want me to do it? You want?
you
me
could
to
do. I'll start off with rooted in Idaho, real people, real stories, real Idaho, and then you can get into Sophia and everything.
What's
you
your
do.
bio?
What's my bio? Okay.
I know that you're born and raised.
I'm
Are you
like, I'm
born and
from-
raised in Austin, Texas?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you go to University of Texas?
No, I went to Sam Houston. It's
Sam
in Huntsville. It's
Houston?
in a really small town.
What in Sam Houston? Is it Sam Houston State or is it
Yeah,
just
Sam Houston State University.
Okay. And now you
I work for Channel 6
work
here.
for Channel 6.
Oh, say KIVI.
KIVI.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a lot
Well,
to
yeah.
remember.
No, we'll remember.
Is your title
But-
just like reporter? What's your official
I
title?
guess my technical title is like weather anchor.
Yeah.
So
But
Weather
you know,
anchor?
Case, we can
Okay.
get into that too. So I mean, don't
Yeah, yeah.
know everything. So
No, I just I
'cause-
want to like frame up like our guest today is.
yeah.
yeah, who am I?
What's your middle
Who-
name?
who am you?
Social security number.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
What's yours? Venmo?
Yeah, Venmo.
Tip?
I almost said my social security number. Like, good luck. It's probably
Wow,
out
on-
there.
yeah,
Yeah,
on there.
whatever.
Well, someone has it probably out there anyway.
Yeah.
So you know,
Yeah.
get all that.
All right,
spammed.
Spence, lead us off. Let's-
Yeah. Well, everyone,
into it.
you know, welcome to Rooted in Idaho. Real people, real stories, real Idaho. We have Sophia with us today. Really excited, and Casey's going to introduce her.
Yes, Sophia Cruz is our guest today on Rooted in Idaho. She is born and raised in Austin, Texas, attended college at Sam Houston State in a really small town in Texas,
Yes.
and currently resides in Boise working for KIVI Channel 6 News as a reporter and weather anchor. So
That was really good.
Wow.
thanks, thank you.
Casey,
Wow.
I'm glad I had you do that and not me.
Yeah.
Yes, very excited to have Sophia on the podcast and hear all about her journey in media and news and kind of the transition from, you know, Texas, Austin, Texas, another rapidly growing city where you've probably seen a ton of changes. And now you've moved to Boise and you're living here and immersed in this community and just kind of hearing your story, how it all comes together, what you love about Boise and you know, talk through your journey and your story and hopefully learn a little bit about the news from you too.
Yeah.
Do you guys want me to start like how I got here?
Yeah, we'll ask
How
you
I got
questions.
here?
Yeah.
My mom. Car.
Well, when two people love each other very much.
Well, I
no,
think.
yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I just, you know, I guess, how did you get into like the news industry? Like, how did that happen? Like, people grow up. Did you grow up wanting to be a news anchor, or what? Like, how did that work?
Well, like many college seniors, you get to your last semester and you're like, yeah, what do I do?
What am I gonna do?
What
Yeah.
am I gonna do? And like when you think about it, you're picking something at like what, 18 to decide to do for the rest of
Yeah.
your life.
Yeah.
And I changed my major, I think 2 or 3 times before I landed on this. But basically, I met this professor. Her name's Professor Ava Fujimoto. She's super awesome. I
Yeah.
thank her because she let me on this path. Otherwise, I probably would be like, I don't know what I would honestly be doing. Couldn't tell you. I was a weather anchor, so I taught a class about weather and climate when I was a sophomore and junior in college. And that kind of introduced me to the world of weather because I remember being in my first weather class and my teacher was like, high pressure days are good hair days. And I was like, I can get behind that. I was like, I understand that.
Translate weather into hair days.
No,
I like that.
literally.
Yeah.
And in
Yeah.
Houston is so humid, so that's
Yeah.
important there. But I remember going into her like office the last semester, and I just sat there and I was like, I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what I want to do, and I have like 8 months to start thinking about something to do, which is a
Yeah.
really scary feeling to feel whenever you see everyone getting their jobs and you're like, I don't even have an internship.
Yeah.
And you're also just going to that like fun 9-to-5 college job where it's like, do I have to show up tomorrow or do I need to go to my 8 a.m.? Like, there's so many things that's going on in your mind. And she goes, well, why don't you try TV? And I was like, oh my God. No, they don't. They're just going to put anyone up there now? Me?
Why don't you try TV? What was your major?
Geography. So my major was geography.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
So this was like really like I only taught like a lecture, which is very different from being on TV because then that's more personality. You kind of learn the flow after a while. But I was just like, okay, I don't know how you even start that because it seems very difficult to start in a business that you know nothing about, and none of my family's ever done that. I did not take any speech classes or any voice lessons, which some people do. Other than that, I was like, okay, I have no other options, so let's just try it out. So I applied for 3 internships, fun fact. One was in Austin. I forgot where the second one was. And then the last one was in Houston, which if you're a college senior and you're maybe listening to this, apply to way more than that because I just got very lucky. And I remember waiting, and I was at my college job, and it was at a college golf course. And I just, like when there's some jobs you just don't love in college? It was one of those. And I just would watch the TV every single day. It was the news station I applied for an internship for, KPRC2. Shout out them. And I'd be like, please, please, please. I just know that if I could get my foot in that door, I know they would love me. I know I would love working there. And I've always heard that if you can find something you love to do and you can make it into a job, it won't feel like a job.
Snowboarding.
Yes. That is backup plan too. So
Not golf. Not golf, right?
Yeah, not golf, snowboarding. And mind you, this was before I snowboarded. I hadn't unlocked that side of me yet.
Yeah, so you applied for this internship.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I waited 4 months, and for 4 months I heard nothing. And I was like, yeah, I didn't get it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I get a call, and it's like a week into May. And they're like, hey, this is Camrell Marshall, the meteorologist at blah, blah, blah. And I'm here to tell you that you got the internship. You start Monday, so just come on in. And I was like,
well,
just
presumptuous on their part.
Yeah, 4 months later,
you got it. You'll be here Monday.
well, I found out that they had not really paid too much attention to like the internship candidates. And so basically it was like a last minute thing where it was like, oh, I forgot we're doing this program pretty much. And so they just were like looking through, stalking our social medias, everything. And they went based off pretty much of like our resumes, what our online profile looked like, because that's a lot of TV too, which you don't think about when you're applying.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I was a sorority girl, so of course my Instagram was like very well involved on campus, and I don't know, they just took me in, and I was like, okay, so I go up to the internship, and they kind of just teach you the ropes of everything. They teach you how to stand in front of a screen, they teach you how to talk, and there are a lot of videos of me talking, and it does not sound how it does today. So
You've improved.
Yeah, a lot. I look back at some of those videos and I can't even watch them. Like there's one, they let me go on TV when I was an intern, and I had made this whole Barbie forecast because this is when the Barbie movie came out.
Okay.
I built it all from scratch, and I remember I was like, oh my God, this is going to be my 5 minutes on the big kid TV. Like, this is it. I got this. I remember doing it, and I said one of the cities wrong, and then 2, my voice sounds like, hi, I'm Sophia. Like, it sounds like just like that.
Like the customer service voice. Like, my employees do that when like someone comes in and their voice goes 3 octaves higher. They're like, "Hey, everyone, welcome in."
Yes, it was that.
Same thing on TV.
But it was
a
way
bit.
worse, and it was in front of tens of thousands of people. And I remember my hands were sweating.
Oh yeah.
I like whenever I get nervous, I'll sweat. Like my palms get so sweaty, and it was just I was a nervous wreck. And I remember when it was done, I was like, "How was that?" And my mentor Caroline was like, no, that was great, and it was in front of tens of thousands of people, and I didn't tell you that because I thought you would be even more nervous.
Yeah.
And I was like,
No
thank
pressure.
God. I was like, oh my goodness. So then I just applied for jobs. I went online, and it was time to come. I think it takes on average 6 months to find a job. So I'm very statistical, and if I could plan out my entire life, I would. But I tried to plan this out. You can't plan for things like finding a job.
Oh.
And so I applied for a station in La Crosse, Wisconsin, here, and Medford, Oregon. And one in Texas in Amarillo. But I was like, okay, that's I'm a city girl. Okay, I am a city girl. Like, I'm from Austin. I need things to do. I can't live in the country. So I remember calling my mom, and I was like, okay, I have a couple of interviews lined up. There's like about 3 for each of them. I got the job in La Crosse, Wisconsin. I got the job in Medford, Oregon, and in Amarillo.
Oh,
and then I got this job.
You got all 4 jobs.
Yeah.
Dang.
Loser.
We might, I was just gonna say we might have to talk about like what are your tips for interviewing for jobs? Because like, geez, 100% hit rate, you're crushing it.
Yeah, the more you talk and the less they have to talk. That just
They always tell me to ask more questions, so I guess I'm doing it wrong.
I always ask questions. I always ask them questions too, like why would I want to work here? And like I feel
like reverse psychology, like it's like
I'm
tricks
interviewing them. That's how I take it.
Yeah.
Whenever I was at least a college senior, I was like, okay, I'm also interviewing them. I can't just be a nervous wreck ball.
This has to be somewhere that I want to work too, not just that they want me.
I think just a different, right? They're so used to them people just sitting there asking, waiting for questions to be answered. You kind of take the reins, and he or she who asks the questions controls the conversation, right?
I guess so, yeah, in a way, because it worked out pretty well. I ended up here. So,
so what was that? Yeah, so you were 4 for 4.
Yeah, I was 4 for 4.
You got offered all jobs at all 4 places. Did you then go visit all 4 places?
No.
Or how did you ultimately? Well, Amarillo, we know Amarillo was out because you were looking for a city.
Yeah, I did it Madonna style. That's what I call it. Okay. You have like $20 in your like college bank account, and you're just like looking around. You're like, okay, well, they all offered me a job. Which place looks the nicest? And so, actually, whenever I was looking at this, just because I'm a woman, and I was like, I'm gonna go live in a state alone, which I never thought I would ever do. Because Texas is still my home, like to this day.
Yeah.
I looked at the crime rates of all of them. So that was the first thing I looked at. Medford has a very high crime rate, and then when you look up just people that lived there and who were at that station, they didn't love it. And like when you feel like something's off in your gut, I just didn't feel like it was right. Same with La Crosse, Wisconsin. So I'm looking at like just Google images of Boise. And I'm like, oh, these are some nice balloons. And I was like, some mountains. We don't got this here at home. And I was like, I guess I'll just move there. I don't know what else to do. So I told my mom and I said, hey, can I move to Idaho? She's like, can you? And I was like, I don't know. And she was like, Sophia, yes, of course you can move back. Why are you asking me? Like, if you want to do something, go do it. And I was like, okay, how would this logistically work out? Like, when would I ever see you guys again? Because that was like the biggest thing. Like, I have lived in Texas my entire life. And I remember when I first started working here too, my job was like, oh my gosh, Sophia, like, we know you're from Texas. We know you love it. And we know you miss it. And I remember when I was applying, I told them that I eventually wanted to make my way back there. And I've just loved Boise. And so I've just been here since then. But I told my mom, and I just looked for apartments online, and I took my $20 in my college bank account, and we packed up this big U-Haul, and we drove from Austin, Texas, all the way to Boise. Which,
dang,
that's how I got here, by car. And I will say, I got a little bit of maybe sass from my mom when I was driving here too, because my mom I'm my mom's only daughter, so. It's a big thing whenever, I guess, you leave the flock and all my family's in Texas, so I'm the only one that's here by myself. And I remember I would intentionally play songs like The Climb, Miley Cyrus, so she could like
It's the climb.
So she could like cry.
What a song!
Oh my God, to get it out.
You're like trying to make her emotional.
Yeah, she goes,
like,
Sophia.
These are all songs about moving and like
yes.
new chapters and.
And she was like, Sophia, I'm gonna literally get out of this car. And I remember I was driving. They let me drive my Mazda at the time here, and we're driving through. It was Utah. And I was not used to driving through like a valley because, I'm from Texas. It's flat. We don't even got mountains, guys. We barely have hills.
Yep.
And I remember I was going 80 miles per hour, and I get this phone call, and she's like, Sophia, and she's in this U-Haul van right behind me driving in. She goes, you better slow, words that I cannot use, down. And I'm like, okay, well, you guys just don't want me to drive then. And so we ended up having to pull up on the side of the road in Utah, by the way, and we had to switch seats in the car, so I didn't really have to drive here, which is thankful to my mom and my stepdad. But then once I did, I was really happy because I remember being anxious because you don't really see. Have you guys ever driven from anywhere down south up to Boise, like Utah to Boise?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Driven from Utah to Boise. Like the eastern Idaho part is just like flat, like just ugly.
There's nothing.
There's nothing.
There's nothing.
No shade to eastern Idaho, but like a little bit of shade to eastern Idaho. It's not driving from here to the Utah border is not the most pretty drive you'll
It doesn't
ever
look
take
like
in
Google
your life.
Images.
No. You're like, where are these mountains I was promised? Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, what have I done? I've just signed on 2 years here. Oh my goodness. I don't even see a city. And there's no city. I was like,
you're like, we're in Idaho. This is not what I thought it was going to be.
If you would have called Spencer beforehand, probably would have helped you with
Southey real estate.
Yeah, I remember too. People always asking me like, "What's in Idaho?" And I was like, "Dude, I don't know. I'll go find out."
And farms and
I was like, "I'll find out and let you know." But then
really
I saw
ice
Boise.
Cream.
because you signed on. You signed on without seeing it at all.
Sight
Yeah.
unseen.
You just did it.
Madonna
Okay.
style.
That is.
That's what I
crazy.
call it.
Yeah.
What was when you did finally, land in Boise and start like, well, one, did you ever think, did you know leaving college that you wanted to move somewhere else? Or were you thinking like, I'll go
No.
back to Austin and kind of figure it out from there? Obviously you didn't really know what you're going to do.
I knew I didn't want to live at home.
Okay. So you knew you wanted to do something
good start,
different.
good
but-
start.
Yeah.
I didn't want to live at home.
Yeah.
Because you get so much, or you get so much like freedom in college, granted.
Yeah.
But I just knew that I did not want to go home.
But
And
did you consider just like living in Austin with, some roommates, finding a job there?
yeah, I
Where you're like
did.
still in where you grew up, but you're not living at home?
I will say I do think I fell into society's pressure there. I did feel like I had to get a job right away, and I wanted to honestly get a job right away because I only ever thought about job and like figuring out a career, or I don't know. And the I don't know seemed a lot scarier. So it was either
Mhm.
like move across the country and get a job, or I don't know.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, say I go out there and I don't like it after the 2 years, I don't have to stay there. And,
Sure.
that's the one thing that I feel like is the scariest part about moving across the country, because I went from the bottom south to the bottom north. Like, sometimes I have to remind my family, I'm like, guys, I am 8 hours away from Canada. Like, think about that. I'm like, I am up here in the north. And I don't know. You kind of just have to take the leap of faith, and it's kind of worked out in my favor because I learned how to snowboard, and I get to meet.
Yeah.
And you're on Rooted in Idaho.
Yeah, rooted in
mean-
Idaho, and you also get to meet so many cool people too.
True.
Yeah.
True. What's your favorite thing about the community here that you've really come to love?
Honestly, I feel like people in Boise show for people in Boise. I love seeing that because being from Texas, that's how it is in Texas too. But
Yeah.
also when I was moving somewhere, I remember thinking, okay, the kind of community I want to live in is a place where I can go and people smile at each other on the sidewalks, which is not
Yeah.
common everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or wave. They give the neighbor wave where you're like,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I just like
Favorite thing about Boise is the neighbor wave.
neighbor wave.
Yeah, neighbor
You've
wave.
done it. Everyone
Oh,
has
yeah.
one.
I've
Everyone
done
does
it
it.
today. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. And so everyone's just so friendly and welcoming, and as long as you just be yourself and you're not causing any havoc,
Yeah.
people just love you for who you are here is what I've noticed.
Yeah, it is kind of like a bubble. I see so many people from so many different states. They come and relocate, and they're like, "Oh my god!" Like people smiled at me today. They waved. Like
Yeah.
they're super nice. I'm
Why
like,
is everyone
Do I have
nice.
something on me?
yeah. Like is that just what happens? And it is kind of like a cool thing about this community.
Am I on the
It just-
Truman Show?
yeah. Right.
Literally, I remember moving here and I was like, Mom, this is like, when we got here and we were like really immersed in it, I was like, this is like La La Land. Like everyone smiles, everyone
Yeah.
waves. The traffic, I know people don't like it here, that it's like 45 minutes, but from home, that's
Depends where you live.
awesome.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It depends which direction you're coming
Yeah.
for sure on the traffic side.
And it's clean.
Yeah. What was like, what were some of the biggest adjustments you had to make coming from Austin and then where's Sam Houston State?
It's in Huntsville. Oh my gosh, Huntsville, Texas. Have you guys
Huntsville.
ever heard of that?
No.
Exactly.
You went there for your
4
whole
years,
whole
or I guess 3.5.
time?
But
Okay.
yeah, I went there the whole time.
Let me get that dirt off your shoulders a little
Yeah.
bit. Graduated in 3.5.
No, not intentionally though. I accidentally got ahead, and when it came time to graduate, I was like, "Oh, I guess I'm done early.
I guess I'm done.
Oh,
What do I do
Yes.
now? What do I
Womp
for what?
womp.
For what?
Yeah.
I get to go work now. Like, what am
Yeah.
I rushing to go do?
Sure. So from Austin to Huntsville, no,
Huntsville to Austin.
Huntsville.
Well, I guess
Yeah, Austin,
to
Huntsville, and then moving to Boise. What were some of the like biggest adjustments you had to make? What culture shock? Moments of like, oh, that's way different than home. Like, what
Yeah.
surprised you about making that transition?
Well, the first one, winter.
Oh.
Winter was brutal. Before I learned to snowboard, I hated winter. If you had this conversation with me a year ago, hated winter.
Yeah. So your advice to anyone moving from a warmer climate to Boise would be
Learn to snowboard.
pick up a winter activity.
Yeah.
Yes, and people tell you that, and I'm like, I don't know. It's really cold here. You don't see the sun a lot, like during the winter at all.
Yeah.
Really
and
selling Boise right now.
Yeah, but right now this is Texas winter, so
Yeah.
this is nice for me. It feels like home.
Yeah.
But the biggest adjustment also too is just being away from all your friends and family. Everyone that everyone you've ever known in your life, and you're just thousands of miles apart, and so you're put in a
Yeah.
new place where you literally do not know anyone but the people you work with at first.
Yeah. No, it's a hard adjustment. I moved here knowing one person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's scary.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest adjustment because you're going through the trials of just being lonely at first because you're
Yeah.
like, first of all, you go from being in college, living with a roommate, to complete silence all day. And I was like, have I talked out loud today? Like, there would be like points where I was like, have I heard my voice today?
Yeah.
Have I said anything? It was just so quiet and lonesome. So that was a big adjustment. But also, besides the winter, I would say just it being more of a mountain outdoorsy community, because I wasn't very outdoorsy before I came here.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah, no.
Did you just embrace that then? Like, is
Yeah.
that something that you were just like, hey, if I'm going to be here, I guess I need to be outdoorsy and figure it out? Or like,
Yeah.
did that take, like, was there friction?
Have you guys ever? You guys are on TikTok, right?
No,
Just
Yes,
No?
unfortunately.
I'm not on TikTok.
Okay. Well, we'll fix that later.
We'll talk off camera.
Yeah. Well, have you ever seen that one TikTok sounds where it's like, oh, I just got to take a video of this because we don't got this at home? Like, have you seen that?
No.
Okay. Well,
Probably now. They're probably listening. So
Yeah.
it's going to come up.
well, that was literally me every time I would step out my window. I don't think people realize what an awesome privilege it is to live by mountains.
Yeah.
Because every time I look outside, I'm still like, whoa. Like, Texas flatland, it's heat, it's hot. Have you ever heard of swamp butt?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you get that, a lot of that everywhere. It's crazy. Like, you can't escape it. It's true. And here, everyone's like, oh, it's so hot. But I'm like, yeah, it's dry heat. So you're like,
Yeah,
sweat is
yeah.
evaporating.
Yeah.
Everyone looks flawless here in the summer. Their hair's
Yeah.
dry. I'm like, all right.
I mean, what's it hot? Like for a month, you know? Like
Yeah.
triple digits, maybe?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm like, I
It's a
would,
dry heat. Get in the shade and you're fine.
Yeah.
yeah, literally.
Go jump in the river.
Yeah.
Literally, it's amazing. It's so
Yeah.
crazy how there's just so much to do here, even though it's not like it's a growing city, of course. And in a lot of ways, it does remind me of Austin in the sense of like they have Tree Fort Festival, which apparently is based off of Austin's
Like
Austin
ACL?
city
Oh,
limits.
really?
Yeah.
Cool.
And they have, it's also just really nice and clean, which I appreciate so much because
Yeah.
Austin has grown a lot dirtier over the years, especially as more people move there.
It's like hard to keep up with.
Yeah, it is hard to keep up with. But here, everyone cares about this community. So they're
Yeah.
like, piece of trash on the floor, they'll pick it up.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just one of those communities where it's like they want to keep it nice and keep it clean. It's like almost, okay, so that's what my mom always says. If always make sure you leave the house with a clean room, clean apartment, everything. Because she was like, if something were to ever happen to you and you did not return home, you do not want to be the dirty girl.
People walk in, they're like, what happened in here? Oh my
Like,
God. We
yeah.
had no idea Sophia was living like a freaking.
It's easy. Just you throw everything in the closet. I used to do it all the time.
Literally. And so, like, every
That's
time I
funny.
leave my house, it's
I love that that's the
spotless.
motivation on your mom's side part. It's not just like, I was thinking like, leave with a clean, because like coming
No.
back to a clean space, make sure that you have a clear mind, whatever. She's thinking like, if I die and someone has to come into this place,
Yes.
I don't want them to
Be like,
judge
"That's
me
the dirty
from,
girl."
yeah, like, whoa, we had no idea she was a hoarder.
Pretty much.
That's so funny.
But I feel like people think that about Boise. They're like, this is our home. Let's
Yeah.
keep it clean.
Yeah.
No, I get that. Well, you said you're a city girl.
Yeah.
Then you never did outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
But you do it now. So, like, are you more city now or are you
Oh.
more outdoorsy?
You know, it depends where I am. I have
Okay.
this thing of where lately I'm like, I want to travel and I want to be everywhere. Like sometimes I feel like I belong everywhere. I go back home to Texas and I belong there. And then I come back here and I'm like, oh, but I love snowboarding. I love hiking. I love not being able to check my phone for like tens of hours. And like, not because I am not wanting to, but because I literally have no signal because of whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I would say I'm divided. That's a big thing I have because I love Boise so much. So where it's like I've kind of grown into a new person here and added just more qualities and traits that I love about myself that I know if I went home and were to ever move back home, which I'm sure someday I will because I do want to be close to my family one day.
Yeah.
I would lose like a sense of that being because it's like, well, you're not next to the mountains. You can't snowboard every day until that becomes my day job at least. So I don't know. I go back and forth with that a lot. It's
Yeah.
hard.
Do you think you could ever get your family to move back up here?
You know, that's funny. The last time my mom came up here, my friend Taryn, you know Taryn?
Yep.
I mean, like, you know Taryn. Taryn's one of my good friends. She works at the station. That's how I actually met her. And her mom just moved here, and I'm like, oh, that's really nice. Because she'll, like, come to work, and she has a lunch maid, and I'm like, that seems pretty nice. So I'm like, hey, Mom. She was here last time. And, like, you know, like when your mom, like when you're at least younger, your mom comes to wherever you are and she just teaches you how to be a human again. Basically, just like get your life back, get you back on your P's and your Q's. Which sometimes you need. And sometimes when your mom comes, it's like the biggest blessing in the entire world. Especially because she'll like come, your laundry's done, you're like, like you just don't
It's-
realize how thankful you are.
But it's hard too because it's like boundaries.
Yes.
Because I love my mom. She did the same thing.
Yes.
She came back like 3 months ago and she managed to rearrange my whole pantry and all my cupboards in my kitchen.
Yeah.
Hey, I just thought that I'd be helpful. I'm like, I love you. I love you.
Yeah.
Don't say anything.
Yeah.
That is
So-
helpful, but also like
Or my laundry. Like, okay. I folded it for you, honey.
No, if my mom
you're
wants
too
to
old
do
for
it,
that, Spencer.
I know.
Yeah.
I thought so too. But she must miss me.
but I told her, I was like, would you ever move down here? I was like, no, because I'm sure eventually one day, like Texas is home. It's a very
Yeah.
like. Have you ever heard of HEB?
Oh, yeah.
AGB?
Oh, you know about HEB?
Oh, HEB.
Yeah, you
I always
know
get
me.
the crawfish boil.
What is this?
Love
Oh
getting
my
that.
gosh, yeah. How do you know about that?
I've been I used to go down to Houston quite a bit.
Oh, so you know about the swamp butt.
Oh yeah, I know about
You
Swamp
feel
Butt.
me.
I feel you.
You
Like,
haven't.
No, you don't get like people don't realize it until you get down there. Like you
New
get out of the
nickname-
airport.
New nickname.
No.
What's up, Swamp Butt?
Yeah.
Hey, Swamp Butt, how you doing?
No,
Good to see you.
literally.
But like you get out, I always remember every time coming back is like, especially when you come out of the airport and the doors open to go get your rental car, and it's like
The
the
humidity
depths
just
of hell
hits
just
you.
hit you. And
No,
you're like,
Yeah.
what just happened?
Man,
No, it's crazy. It's you literally step out. I'm not kidding. Every time I go home now, I notice it. Even in Austin. It's
it's
not
nearly as
humid.
Yeah.
It's like frizzy hair. You're sweating. You're like, this is
Yeah.
disgusting.
That's like my only like knowledge of Houston. I got offered I had an internship at Simplot when I was in college, and they offered me a job when I graduated, and it was going to be in Houston. And my dad, who like traveled a decent amount for his work, he was just like, "You don't want to live in
No.
Houston." He was like,
It's muggy.
"Let me just tell you, you don't want to be in Houston." And I was like, "All right, I'm just gonna take my dad's word for it.
You're like,
This
"Thanks,
one,
Dad."
like, I don't know. I'll just tell them no. I don't want to move to Houston." But
Muggy
from
and
everyone
hot.
I've heard, they're always just like,
It's very
I'm
muggy.
sure the town's
But-
nice. I'm sure the
Well,
town's
yeah, and
lovely, but-
HEBs are awesome. It's kind of like
What's
the
HEB? Is that-
Albertsons. It's HEB. It's a grocery store.
Okay.
I don't
change
know
it.
if this is
So that's
real.
the main reason why you want to move back is for HEB.
Yeah, I also think I don't know if I made up this acronym with my family, but we say here everything is better, and that's what HEB stands for. Because
Okay.
literally, it's like a grocery
Minus
store.
the is.
Yeah, yeah, whatever, whatever, guys.
Filler.
It's a grocery store where they just have everything you would ever need, and it's a grocery store that always shows up for the community. Like when there was those floodings at the camp,
Yeah.
they gave all their donations to that camp and to their families,
That is
and
cool.
then also. I remember whenever there was a freeze, or did y'all ever hear about that up here?
Yeah.
Oh,
there
yeah.
was, like the
Yeah, when they
freeze down in
froze, yeah.
Texas.
Yeah. Okay. That was a big deal for us because I know you guys get real snow here, but for us,
You guys
like,
you're not prepared for it.
Yeah, we're not
it's
prepared. My
No
car has never
infrastructure.
had 4-wheel drive until I came here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and even then, I'm still like, anytime I get to use it, I'm like, yeah, let me just put in 4-wheel drive. And it's like a small amount of ice.
Yeah.
But they literally were starting to just give away groceries because it was like everyone was like mass fleeing to the stores, and I was in college, so it was like classes canceled, which horrible for a college student. Classes
Snow
canceled.
day.
Yeah, no, snow week. We were like trapped in our houses for like a whole week. Nobody could drive anywhere.
That's so funny.
Yeah, HEB showed up. Shout out HEB.
That's cool. No free ads, but shout out HEB.
Yeah.
HEB.
Plug.
But I mean, I'd say Albertsons is kind of like that. You know, the one in
Yeah.
Meridian is
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
has the
yeah.
HEB vibe.
Yeah, we work with Albertsons all the time. They're always doing our Toys for Tots campaign with us every year.
Yeah.
And the baby shower. We do an annual community baby shower where it's basically a donation drive for all of the organizations around the Treasure Valley, pretty much.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which is super awesome too, like the Salvation Army. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
I have a question.
yeah,
Go
I
ahead,
have an
Casey.
answer.
Yeah.
Or you have an
Excuse me,
answer.
teacher.
Hands up,
teacher,
please.
yeah. You talked about moving here, and Spence, maybe it would be interesting for you to chime in as well. But talked about moving here and just like not knowing anybody,
Yeah.
right? And so like not having a community, going from a space where you have a community, you have family, you have friends, you have all these people, to a place where you don't. Like, I guess talk a little bit about how you developed a community in Idaho. I mean, it sounds like, you know, from the station you met some people, but how did you go about meeting people outside of just the people you worked with and making friends and kind of, because I think a big part of anywhere you live is your community, right? I mean, like, I'm born and raised in Boise. I love it here. One of the main reasons why I would have a hard time leaving Boise is because of the community that I have here. So when you are an adult and you're moving to a new place where you don't know anybody, obviously like a community kind of makes a place. So
Mm-hmm.
how did you go about making friends, meeting people? Was that a process that like happened pretty quickly for you? Was there like a time where, was there like a stretch where you were like, man, I don't know
I
if
had
I'm
no
gonna,
friends.
yeah, like I'm not gonna meet anybody.
Were
Like
you
this
a
isn't gonna
loser,
work. Yeah,
Sophia?
were you? Come on, be honest. Were you a loser? Are you still? Yeah, I guess what was that experience like coming to coming to Idaho from Texas, and
Yeah.
how did you develop your community here?
Well, making friendships is a lot like dating, is what I've noticed, because you're like literally meeting up with random people you've never met before,
Yep.
and you're spending like an hour or two together, and you're
Yeah.
like, do I want to do that, or do I just want to like be at home with my dog on the couch? And it's kind of one of those things where you literally have to go out of your comfort zone, especially if you're not a yapper. I'm a yapper. I love to
You
talk.
don't say.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
We thought you liked to stay home and watch Friends.
We love a yapper around here. It's a podcast. What's a podcast without a yapper?
But like imagine a yapper having no one to yap to.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing
Yeah.
to deal with, and the only like social interactions you're getting at work, like that's not a way
Yeah.
to live your life.
Yeah.
So I pretty much, I don't know.
Did
I would
you use
say
like a Bumble BFF or anything like that, or like
No.
any of the?
That's
okay.
funny. You said, it popped right in my head. I wasn't going to say it, but good job.
no.
Well, because you mentioned
you
like it's
asking-
like dating and
Yeah.
going out, whatever. I have a friend who's.
All right, a friend.
Yeah, Casey,
Look,
tell
I'm
us
born
more.
and raised here. I'm all friended up. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, we don't want to talk to
And
Sophia anymore. We just
I
want to hear what
don't
Casey has
think
to
Yeah,
that's
say
a
let's
bad
hear
thing at all. I know someone who grew up here, moved away for a while, moved back, and then like
Yeah.
developed their whole community. Kind of met a bunch of friends through Bumble
Yeah.
BFF, which is cool. It's cool that something like that exists. So when you said like it's kind of like dating, you have to put yourself out there. I was just curious if you used some of that, or if you just started going to random things, or just like you'd see someone in the grocery store and you'd be like, "You look cool. Let's hang
Let's
out."
be
Like,
friends,
Yeah.
please.
Like, what do those friend dates look like, where you have to go like
So-
sort through it?
Okay, so I was on Instagram, and my coworker first told me about this like girl group here, so I went to that 1st Didn't really make any connections, and I was kind of like, okay, well, I don't know, I didn't like it a lot, and so I made like I think one friend that lived in my apartment building, and we would just hang out for a while, and then I got snowboarding. Snowboarding is how I made a lot of my friends, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I met one of my really good friends, Aubrey, and it was honestly just because I was in the park. It was my first season, by the way. I should not have been in there because I was not good. And I just see these. You just start. I don't know. Whenever you just are a yapper, you can just yap to anyone
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
anywhere. And so I saw that these guys were pretty good, and I was like, "Oh, you guys are really good. Like, how long have you guys been riding?" And they told me we became friends. We started riding together, and then their friends have friends, and then you just kind of
Yeah.
meet everyone. And as long as you're willing to put yourself out there, whether it's maybe you're going downtown, you're going up to the mountain, or you're doing something at a work event that's outside of work, I feel like you can generally make friends, and I think that's a good thing for anyone who wants to like move anywhere, to know you can make friends literally anywhere. Just obviously make sure it's safe and that they're a real person. But
Yeah. During the day, coffee shops.
manti
maybe
teas.
there's-
yeah, not random alleyways or anything like that. But I think that I don't know. You just kind of have to yap wherever you are, whoever you are. You just yap and
So
Yeah.
People yap back.
learn to pick up a winter activity and
Yeah.
yap.
yeah, literally.
Those
That-
are
and it sounds
yeah.
crazy.
No, it's sometimes it is as simple as that. It's
And-
just being willing to strike up a conversation with someone, right?
And being out in the real world, because I feel like even when it comes to dating apps and dating, like I'm not on any apps too, because I just also feel like I don't know. I would rather have just a real world interaction. Like I just do so many things throughout the day that if I'm out and about and I see
Yeah.
something and I want to talk
Yeah.
to somebody, I'll just talk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I should be. I have no anxiety. Maybe sometimes when it comes to like just yapping.
Yeah.
A whole conversation about yapping.
The new podcast name.
Yap.
Yap.
Yeah.
Yap.
Why? Well, how did you guys make
Yap,
your
yap, yap.
friends?
I think I met you playing beer pong.
Oh, romantic.
Playing beer pong?
Yeah, we were at Stefan's house.
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah. Yeah. One of
You
the
don't
parties.
look like you remember. You're like, yeah.
How many
Oh.
games deep was I? No,
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Wow.
We met. I mean, I don't know. My friends are a variety of ways. I still have a couple really good college friends, and I went to, I grew up here in Boise and went to college in Caldwell at College of Idaho.
Oh wow.
Go Yotes, mostly. I mean, I transferred a couple times, and
Where'd you go?
I was the opposite of you. You took 3.5 years. I took like 6 years to graduate because I transferred 4 times and changed my major like 8. My parents love me. Yeah. Do you want? You asked the question. Where did I go? So I started at College of Idaho. I transferred my sophomore year to a school down in Roseville, California, and then I transferred again my third year to BSU for a year, and then I transferred back to C of I my 4th year.
Why all these
I played golf in college, and
yeah.
I was just chasing the dream, to be honest.
Okay.
I was just chasing the dream.
I respect that.
And so that was my primary reason. But then after my sophomore year, I got pretty burnt out. Like I'd played a couple years, and anyway, this podcast isn't about me, but I got kind of burnt out, and then I was very aimless, did not know what I was doing with my life because my whole goal had always been to play professional golf. And then I was like, well, now what? Like I kind of, I got super burnt out. And so then was kind of just bumbling around for a year and a half or so until I,
beat bopping.
Yeah, I was just beat bopping around. I do a lot of beat bopping.
I believe it.
And so that's, took me a while, but, like I do have some friends from college still that I'm very close with. And then I've met a lot of people just through, similar to you, I'm a bit of a yapper as well. And so typically I always find it interesting though with meeting people, because obviously I've met a lot of people, certain ones you just click with and other ones you don't, even if you're a yapper, I always think that's interesting of like I met Spencer through, I guess, prior yeah, like, and just like friends of friends kind of a thing. And I think like we just hit it off, but there were probably 7 or 8 different guys there that I could have, interacted with and that I probably did. And like, I don't have any, I don't know any of them. And then for whatever reason, Spencer and I it just kind of was like an easy conversation, easy click, like, cool, I like this guy.
Yeah.
And I have a number of friends that are kind of that way where it's like, oh, I met them at some sort of a social event where different people from, and you just kind of, you're like, oh, like one of my best friends, Stu, I met him, I always think this is interesting too, because it's like, sometimes you think like for you, you're in your 20s and, you could,
Casey,
some of your best
don't
friends.
Come on now.
Okay, you're some amount of age. Well, you're not a teenager, and you're
Come
not.
on. Oh my
not,
God.
not in your
Where
30s.
is
That's
this
like
going
saying
right
in your 20s. Okay, where this is going
God.
is like it's
You're an
interesting
age.
to think that like some of your best friends, even for me, some of like my best friends in life, I could have yet to meet.
Oh
right?
Yeah.
And so like one of my really close friends, Stu, I met him probably. I actually know the night that I met him. It was when Luke Combs was playing at the Albertson Stadium.
Subtle flex.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
No free ads, but Luke Combs, shout out.
Yeah.
When Luke Combs was playing on the Blue, and like that night we were at this like party kind of before the concert, whatever, and he came in, he was wearing, again, no free ads, but he was wearing a Roback, which is like a clothing brand. He was wearing a Roback polo.
Never heard of that.
So Roback, and there's a podcast that I listen to a lot, no free ads, pardon my take. And that's the podcast. And Roback is one of their big sponsors. And so they'll always be like, they'll be doing an interview and they'll be like, the Roback question, 20% off polos, quarter zips, joggers, use code take 20% off your first order.
Yeah.
That's like, he always says that in their interviews. And so I was saying this to myself because I listen to that podcast a lot. I was just like, oh, promo code take 20% off. And he's like, you listen to PMT? And I was like, yeah, I listen to PMT. He's like, dude, I listen to PMT. And it was just like, it was like the scene in Step Brothers where they're like, did we just become best friends? It's like, yup. Like, do you want to go do karate in the garage? Yup. Like,
that's funny.
It was just totally like one of those weird moments where it was like, oh,
we're going to be friends.
yeah. Like, so I don't know. I think it is just, to your point, putting yourself out there and, but also being okay with the fact that some people you're going to click with and some people you're not. Just like you talked about in dating. Like sometimes you're going to be like, oh, that went really well. And other times it's like, yeah, just kind of like, nothing against this person, but we didn't have like that spark, that click. That
or it
makes me
changes,
wanna,
sometimes it happens. You start off with someone and then life happens. They have kids or just they move or whatever 100%. And they just like fall out.
Your community definitely changes over time through life stages. And like, I'm definitely in that life stage right now. I'm sure you are too, Spencer, where like you have friends who are starting to have kids or do have kids and their capacity for the activities that they used to have capacity for diminishes. Right. And so you're like, that changes and then you meet a new little tribe of people. So yeah, it's really interesting. I completely agree with you that you can always make friends.
It also just takes time though.
But I think it is daunting to bring this full circle. I think it is daunting to come to a brand new community where you feel like there are people who already have established friends and things like that. And it's like, are people going to be open to a new friend? Can I break into this friend group? As you become, or as you become an adult, it's like, always growing up, like your friends are usually like the same age as you. And then when you become older, you're like,
your friends are all over the place.
Yeah, your friends are all over the place. You have friends who are 10 years older than you. You have friends who are 10 years younger than you.
Yeah.
And like, that's also totally plays, right? And so I don't know. It's just interesting. What was your
Well,
experience
I mean,
like, Spencer?
first of all, I just want to address something.
Uh-oh.
Full circle. Sophia, did you see how he said, "I remember when I met Stu for the first time"?
Yeah.
He didn't say that about me. Did you remember that?
Oh,
I was playing beer pong. What do you want from me?
Anyways, what was the question again? Sorry, that
Is
was
this
just
a
holding
friendship
that.
breakup?
I don't know. Rooted in Idaho's
Am I an
last
instigator?
Rooted
episode.
in Idaho's last episode. When we were playing, beer pong at Stefan's in the backyard.
Oh yeah. After I helped him, but anyways, no, I think just be open to just being open to meeting people, and I think when you're open to that without forcing it, that's when it happens. When you put yourself out there, and just go live your life like what you're gonna do, snowboarding,
do it alone.
skateboarding.
Like, you have to do it alone.
Meet people.
Yeah.
There's been times where I've even traveled by myself. That's kind of fun. Or go to a bar, or just go to an event, and then just be open to talk to people and meet them.
Yeah.
And,
it's kind of weird at first though when you're walking and you're like, is this the building I'm supposed to be in? Like,
well, yeah. I mean, it's crazy though. I went to like a real estate conference in Florida, 4 months ago, and I went by myself, or actually with a business partner, but he had other things he had to do. So I had this place I really wanted to go to dinner. And I ended up going by myself, right? And I walk in, and it's kind of that same thing. You're like, oh, am I a loser or something? Like, whatever. but I go in, I sit down, right? And I got people to my right, to my left. And by the time we left, I knew these people's whole story. They were down here. It was a great couple. We kept talking, and another table, and you just end up meeting people. So if you're open to that, great.
You have to be open to it though.
Yeah, because if you didn't, and you're just sitting there and just
you're like on your phone.
You probably wouldn't meet
why
people.
don't I have friends?
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
So no, I think that's super important.
Yeah.
And the fact that it just takes time. I think I wouldn't say I've made my established friends here until about a year in. I feel like that's because I'm also not someone who's just here's everything you need to know about me. Let's be best friends.
Well, it requires a little bit of vulnerability too, right? Like you kind of have to be willing to be a little vulnerable, and that can be tricky. And I think the Boise community, for as nice as people are there, sometimes can be a little. I mean, I think this is just human nature, but I think in Boise too, people aren't always as super vulnerable right off the bat. So you kind of have to you do have to chip away, chop wood, carry water a little bit until you kind of can develop those deeper relationships. Unless you just gonna get lucky and someone just dives right in with you.
Yeah. Actually, one of my best friends to this day, I've known them for 2 years now. We became best friends when I dislocated my elbow.
Yeah, the bonding experience, right?
Yeah, she had to drive my car down because I remember when it happened. I was like, yeah, I took a photo of it first. I took a photo. I was like, yeah, this will be fun for later. And so I took a photo. My friend, we kind of hung out a couple of times, but we weren't close best friends. Where you would go on a Target run together.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah, Spencer and I always, I hit him up Target today, Spencer.
Literally.
Let's go get a Starbucks before we start. Hit the dollar section.
Literally. And so I happened, and it was just okay, well, I'm going to call my friend. She's like, what do you need? And I'm like, just some water would be nice. So she brings me some water. The ski patrol's coming. They're like, okay, who's going to drive your car down? She drives my car down with me, and we go to the ER.
Did you have to go down the hill on the little toboggan thing?
Yeah.
You did?
It was a whole scene, guys.
Wow.
It was a whole
Wow.
scene. Because, there was just no way.
Everybody look at me. No,
Oh.
Did you vlog this? Did you vlog this?
I mean, my elbow's half out. It was the last day, so it was okay.
Yeah.
But we're going down, and I remember when the adrenaline started to wear off, that's when the real pain started kicking in.
Ooh.
And I remember being like, damn, sorry.
Shoot. Cut that, please.
And I remember being like, oh my gosh, my work is probably gonna be really intrigued about this story when I have to call them and tell them in an hour. And so, literally, I get to the ER. The doctor is like, do you want more morphine? And by the way, they didn't give me anything till probably an hour and a half. So I sat with it out for an hour and a half. And I remember this is when the tears started to cry. And I remember I was around a bunch of guys. And I was like, don't cry in front of a bunch of boys. When you're in kindergarten, you're like, be tough. And so I'm walking into the ER. I'm sitting there. And I'm like, you guys are going to give me something, right? And she's like, yeah. So finally sitting down. The doctor's like, okay, I have to take a look at it. And man, you guys have never broken a bone, right?
No,
Okay,
I've been
knock
lucky.
on wood. I used to be like that. In the movies when they make the sound of a breaking bone, it sounds like that in real life, like a crunching an apple. And so you know right away, and you feel it. And so he starts to unravel my sling, and oh my God, that's like the worst pain I've ever felt in my entire life. And he's like, I have to look at it, but your bone's literally hanging out. So it's like, okay, what are you gonna look at? Like, you're not gonna give me the drugs first before you do this? So he's like, okay, do you want morphine or do you want like to be knocked out? And I don't know if you guys know this, but when they knock you out, they give you some really, really strong drugs at the freaking hospital.
Yeah.
Like, I think they gave me, like, 2 doses of ketamine when I was there because my arm, to even put it back in, I went under because I was like, I don't want to remember anything. And my friend Aubrey was there. My very good friend Aubrey now was there. We were just best friends. And she stays in the hospital room with me the whole time. She told me I was, like, kicking and screaming. I don't remember any of it.
Dang.
And my elbow popped out twice. And so when I woke up, I just remember I have a video of it, and it's like I posted it on Instagram. It was really funny. It was just me on this drug, and I was just feeling a lot better. And I remember calling my mom, and I hadn't told her anything at all about the day.
Oh.
Yeah. So
gearing up.
Yeah, and it was a thing before I went up there too. Everyone was like, Sophia, you're gonna hurt yourself. You need to stop doing these things. It's like they were manifesting it, and anyways. So I called my mom, tell her. She's like, Sophia, like, how are you going to do your hair? How are you going to, because work,
Yeah.
that was the next problem.
Yeah.
So I had to call my boss. Thankfully, she was like, do you need a day off? And I was like,
Maybe.
no, I literally was like, honestly, my other arm works. Like, I can be there tomorrow. It's just going to take me some time to get ready. And so I went to work the next day. I had to tell everyone the story every single hour so that way they knew what happened. Because imagine just waking up and you see your weather person, sling on, you're like, rough night. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Like, it's slippery out there.
Yeah, so
I would know.
Yeah, literally. And that's how I made one of my really good friends up.
Cool.
That's
So,
awesome.
Don't break any bones, but
Okay. I'll try
Sometimes
not to.
those experiences bring people closer, though. You know what I mean?
yeah.
When you have to really be there for
Shared
somebody.
trauma.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Hey,
true.
Hey, it is.
Shared
It is
trauma.
true I
Yeah.
have to cough.
Yeah, do that. So the news.
Yeah.
I was curious, like, you see Ron Burgundy and
Uh-huh.
you watch all that.
Yeah.
He makes it look easy, but how do you make it look easy? Like, is there any tidbits for people that, are aspiring to be in that line of work,
Yeah.
what they should do?
So you don't need like the fanciest equipment ever. I feel like a lot of people think you need that, whether it's
Yeah, when you guys came in and filmed at the still, I was like, oh, they're just doing this on like a phone with like
Yeah.
just a regular little
really? You don't
lapel
even
mic.
have
Yeah.
a fancy
like an
camera?
giving away our
iPhone.
secrets.
I mean, they brought it. I mean, it was a whole crew. It was crazy. They had sound
Mic
people.
check, yep.
Yeah, it
we
was.
had makeup.
I was
hair.
amazed by that. There was a team of 37 people.
Literally, you don't. I feel it's like that's like the age we're in though. Like if you want to,
Yeah.
you just literally need to pick up your phone and
Yeah.
hold it horizontal. As long as you maybe got a little mic lob, even if you don't, that's okay.
Yeah.
But I think it's literally just a lot of how you sound and what you're saying and what your story you're trying to tell.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm weather, so it's a lot of before I was on TV and even before I got my very first day on my job here, I talked to myself in the mirror a lot. And
Really?
believe it or not, you find out a lot of things about yourself, like little.
Did you record it, or were you just?
I recorded it,
Okay,
and
so
I
you
would
would
listen
talk in
to
the
it.
mirror, so you'd get feedback from talking in the mirror, and then you'd also watch it back.
Yeah,
and listen
because
back.
that's
Yeah.
how you improve. And I also picked someone that I want to aspire to be like, and I would watch their forecast every single day. I'd watch how they say words.
Yeah.
If it was this specific weather, how do they tell people that? I used the word trepidatious the other day, or sometimes people would just tell me words, and I'll use that too.
Trepidatious.
Yes. Yes.
I gave her that word.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Literally. And so I used that in the news the other day. My director was like, where did you learn that word? And I was like, I used it right? And they were like, yeah.
Then let it go. Let
And I
it
was like,
roll.
don't worry about it. But it's just a lot of just repetition, reps. It's all it is. And then just practicing your editing. You can get CapCut on your phone.
Yeah. Along with that, like, how important is your own personal content and
personality?
personal brand? No, not your personality necessarily, but like you also, right? So you're on the news. You're
Mm-hmm.
you're doing segments. You're sharing like the station sharing those segments, but you're also sharing those
Yeah.
segments to your own kind of like personal channels and things like that. Like, if someone is interested in getting involved in the local news game,
Yeah.
do you is the advice like, hey, build up your own personal brand, because like that's
Oh.
gonna have some carryover, some translation to, or like is your station encouraging you to like also
Yeah.
build up your personal brand on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and things like that, because that's good for business?
Mhm.
How does that play in? Like, do you mostly
Honestly-
do all that content just because you like it and it's for
I just
fun?
like it.
Okay. So there's no
I'm sure
there's no
that's
encouragement from your station to like be active to a certain level on social media.
More so in the sense of like they want to be active when it comes to like telling somebody's story. Like, hey, like post about this. If a viewer's commenting something about this problem, ask them about it in the comments. Like things like that. They encourage you to really get to know your community and get to know the people that you're interviewing, who you're talking to, the people that are going to be watching. But as far as my own silly little vlogs go, that's just for fun.
Just for fun.
I
Cool.
just feel like that's like a fun thing to do. It's like me just documenting
It's
my
also
life.
reps though. I mean, it is
that
reps
too.
in front of the camera, talking, telling, figuring out how to tell a story, figuring out how to be entertaining.
Yeah.
Right? Like, do you think about that when you're on air? Of like, do you have a like sometimes to my employees, we'll talk to them about like your customer service character, right? Like you might not be the most outgoing person in the world. You might view yourself as an introvert or whatever, but like sometimes you have to play a character and it's your customer service character. It's like you're at Disneyland and you're Winnie the Pooh, right? Like, I don't know why I pulled that one out.
Why Winnie the Pooh?
But yeah, first one that popped in my head. So like we'll kind of explain that because like not everyone's gonna be just like an amazing at customer service. Not everyone. So is that something that do you feel like you have like just the personality for TV, like I have the face for radio? Do you feel like you have the person? That was a cell phone. Do you have like the personality for TV, or do you think that that's something that you like? Okay, camera's on. Like let's turn it up. Like what do you think about it or no?
Honestly, I've never thought about it before, but I was like, back to my professor. She was like, "You have a good personality for TV." Like I was just being myself every day, and she's like, "You'd be funny on TV," and I'm like, "Okay, funny? TV. Like would I be funny in like a good way?
Like funny haha, or like
funny bad way?" And I don't know. I used to get really nervous in front of a camera. It kind of just depends. A lot of people, it's different. A lot of people have a hard time showing their personality on TV because it's like they want to be so upfront, very formal. There's a certain way they want to present themselves. With me, I'm like, if I said Happy Monday and it's Friday, I'm like, oh, okay, that should tell you where my brain's
That's
at.
funny, haha. That's why you'd be good on TV because
you just roll with the punches. I think I think people think you're supposed to act a certain way on TV, but as long as you're yourself and you're always being yourself, people more so attached to that rather than someone who's like hair and makeup done every day. I never say
super polished. It's almost like not as relatable.
Yeah, it's almost like they want someone that's just like
relatable,
them.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and
it's like we're all waking up here at 5 a.m. We're gonna have a good time doing it. Like here's our first cup of coffee. I'm on my first one too. So, excuse me. Like yesterday I ran 15 miles, and today when I was at work, I was like, guys, if you don't see me moving as quick, this is why. Like, give me some grace.
Did you tell that? Did you say that to the audience?
I talked
to the audience.
You're talking
okay.
You're
like,
people,
oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I thought you
There's
meant like you
people
told
watching.
people. Yeah, you told like your coworkers or whatever. You're like telling the audience. You're like, hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Legs are kind of sore. I was out there.
I break the third wall every time, and I'm like, guys, look, this is what happened.
Break the third wall.
Yeah.
So is that your advice?
Break the third wall.
Yeah.
Talk to the people. You're like, it's like they're not robots, They're your community, and to be a part of the community.
That's probably why when people see you at Trader Joe's, they want to say what's up. Yeah.
Which I love when they do that because it makes me feel like someone is watching, and that I mean I'm just not talking because it is just mostly a camera most of the time. And sometimes when I'm making a joke on TV, I make myself giggle, and but there's no one else there. So think about that.
True.
It's like crickets, and you're just like, I hope that was funny. All right, let's continue.
I think that landed. Like that was funny.
I thought that was funny. So I think it's just a lot of getting to know the people you're talking to, and also merging yourself in the community. Like that's why, like even just like meeting local businesses, that's been the best part of it because you get to know so many people. And they just all do there's so many creative minds here. And so when you get to learn from each one and get to talk to each one and learn more about their stories, it more so inspires you to just get better at telling their stories. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just on a little tangent.
Hey, no, that's why we're here.
Good tangent.
So you're at Channel 6. You're doing, the weather right now. What's kind of your game plan? What does it look like in the future?
I have no clue what my future holds. Like I said, I wish I could plan every single moment in my life, but I can't. But I just kind of take it day by day, and whatever the universe sends my way, and I'll be ready for it. So, I mean, if you want to know, my Instagram, Sophia Cruz. That's where I post all my vlogs of what I'm doing.
We'll put it in the comments below.
Yeah. I'm like, if you want to know what I'm doing, you can find it there. But for now, I just let the universe bring whatever it brings and trust that I'm ready for it and that it's all good.
Okay. I like that. Good answer.
Yeah.
Great answer.
Why? What are you guys doing besides this? Like, that's like whenever people are like, what's next? I'm like, Tuesday?
to say what's going to happen
What's
next.
you don't have a 5-year vision?
I used to. Now I don't anymore.
I always say, because I'm kind of with you. I used to be much more of a like planner, goal setting even. Like I'll try to like have sort of like things that I'm working on, but I'm like, you can't see around corners.
No.
Can't see around corners. And sometimes I think if you're so focused on a certain outcome or a certain direction or something, like you have these blinders on and you miss the opportunities that can be in your peripheral vision. So I similarly, people ask us all the time, like, what's your plan with the still? Like, are you guys trying to do? And I'm like, in my view, it's like, as long as we're still having fun and enjoying what we're doing, we're just going to ride that out. And if at some point I'm like not enjoying it, then I'll reevaluate, you know what I mean? But like to have this specific exit strategy or this specific 5-year plan, to me at least, I think it works for some people, and sometimes it can be valuable because it can provide direction. But overall, it's like when you just don't know. You can't see around corners. You can't close yourself off to any possibility or any idea, because things are going to reveal themselves that you wouldn't have expected. And if you have enough, if you can be nimble enough to be able to respond when those things come up, versus if you're so locked in to like, this is my plan.
Yeah, and I used to stress myself out about that like every single day. Like if something did not go, like when I tell you it takes 6 months to find a job. Yeah. You best believe before I was graduating, I started looking for a job July. Like I was like, there's no way I'm not gonna have a plan. And like now I just realized that there's so much stress and so much worry, and like when you worry about things that have not happened yet, it's like this is just adding on more stress to something that isn't real. Yeah. So
I mean, we live in such a fast-paced world, right? Yeah. Everybody wants everything now, everything to happen. And it's kind of cliche, but they say too, you live in the past, you're depressed. Yeah. You live in the future, you're anxious. But if you're present, you're at peace. Yeah. And it is true. Like have a game plan, but be flexible in the plans you have. And I think that's a lot of things what we're missing these days is like being present. Even this conversation right now in Root, Idaho, right? We're just sitting here having a conversation, and being present in it just, lets you be peaceful. You're just having a conversation, talking about it, not worrying about what's next.
Yeah, and I feel like just having faith that things will work out. Like, don't go down the rabbit hole of like, oh God, if this happens, this is going to happen, and then that's going to happen. Yeah. You have to have faith that things are working out in your favor, and as long as you just keep having faith and knowing that things happen for a reason. Like, for example, if I would have taken that job in Medford, I would not be sitting here. So it's like everything happens.
Probably be on meth.
Oh.
Sorry, Medford. Sorry to all of our Medford listeners.
We are canceled.
I know a little bit about Medford.
We are not going national. We are staying local in Idaho. Well, I think we had a couple segments we're going to do next.
Okay.
You're welcome to join us for if you
she's definitely joining us.
Okay,
sure.
You can't get out of the segments.
We'll get into them, but I'll just tell you a little bit about them. The first one is the Good Dirt.
Okay.
And the Good Dirt is like a weekly thing. We talk about good things that have happened, things that are worth knowing about in Idaho. Mm-hmm. And the other one we'll do is the sweetest and funky moments of the week, brought to you by the Still and Funky Taco. So every week we end something with sweet or funky that made us laugh, pause, or just feel good.
Something about your week that was like sweet or funky.
Okay.
Yeah. And the funky Good Dirt is the dirt, right? We want the tea, something fun. It can be what's going on too.
I got to think about both of mine here.
I know, me too.
I know, so we'll
dramatic
think about those while we're
pause.
talking.
Funny. But the week just started. The week just
well, over the last couple weeks, let's say.
Okay.
Something funky or something sweet that happened to
and
you.
then the Good Dirt, it could be something, just a little tea, but little plugs for Kasey and me. That's why we do it.
This is you were like, the podcast can't be like brought to you by anything,
or I can't endorse anything.
Oh yeah, no, we get that. We don't want
you
to
be like, I like, you can just say like, broadly speaking, you enjoy ice cream.
Yeah,
oh yeah, there you go. Clip that.
Clip.
Also, when she said "damn," we're just gonna play that on a loop. Send it to the station and be like, "Wow, this is what you're standing for on the station."
No, you'd be surprised. People.
Unbelievable.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, don't worry. We're sending this to you before we release it. So.
My mom will want to see.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
And my friends.
There you
go.
Okay,
yeah, definitely, we'll do it.
Okay, and your dog.
Oh yeah.
Wait, did you? Side note, did you get your dog before? Did you come here with a dog, or did you? Okay.
I brought her with me. There was no way I
cool.
was moving here by myself. So I guess I did, and I brought my dog. A Chihuahua.
Okay.
Do I look like a Chihuahua owner? You can be honest. I have a little yapper dog. But
you can be honest. Does she like fit? Do you have like a little carrying like purse for her?
I used to. I would take her everywhere. But she's a yapper. She will yap at everyone. She'll just want to be petted, and hugged and hold it all day long. But no, literally, if she was here, she'd be like right here. She'd actually probably be on one of you guys, and she'd be like on your chest and in your face.
Yeah.
Where are you guys?
Yeah.
As dogs do. All right, good dirt.
No, let's do sweetest thing first.
Sweetest and funkiest. Hold on, I'm still trying to think.
I have a cute one.
For which one?
The sweetest.
Okay.
Can I say it?
Well,
The
no, once Kasey, he has to do his opening monologue there.
Oh, you have a monologue?
I always have a monologue.
Okay.
I'm a yapper. All right, segment is the sweetest and funkiest moments of the week, brought to you by the Still and Funky Taco. So we're going to share a sweetest or a funkiest moment that's happened relatively recently. Sophia, you want to kick us off?
Yeah,
Let's
I
do it.
do.
Let's do it.
Actually, funny enough, I know I snowboard a lot, but this one was snowboarding. And I was at the terrain park, and you normally just start striking a little conversation with kids. And I have a younger brother who's 12, and he's very quiet, very shy. Like, if he was here, he would not be even in this room where there's a camera. You've met him. He's very, very, very quiet and shy. It's like a shadow almost. And I'm sitting there, and I'm, like, working on this little tube. And this kid is just like, there's so many kids his age that are around him. He's not talking to anyone. And I'm like, that reminds me a lot of my little brother. And I'm like asking him, so what are you working on? He's like, I'm trying to 50-50 a tube, which means you're just trying to get across it. And I was like, oh, that's what I was literally working on last week. And mind you, this kid's 12. So he's like way better than me already. And I'm like, well, someone gave me this advice. And I was like, what if I go first? And then I'll like record a video of you and like you can send it to your mom or someone. Like, who are you here with? And he was like, oh, my family, they all ski though. And I was like, you only snowboard? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, he's like, they want me to ski, but I don't know. And there's no hate to skiers. No hate to if you ski or anything. Okay. But it's just like snowboarding is so freeing. And so I was like, no, like keep snowboarding. So I go first and I get this clip of him and I'm like, okay, like we're just both having fun. And it reminded me of like almost being with my little brother. And so I'm like, okay, how can I get these videos to your mom? Like, where's your family? Like, or something like, I don't want this to sound weird, but like, I don't know. What's the best way to go about this? And so I texted his mom off my phone. I was like, hey, like, I'm Sophia, like, your son, Salem. He was so sweet, and I just saw that he was working on this tube. I got a video for you guys if you guys want to have this. And she texted me back. She was like, oh, my God. He said you were so kind. He enjoyed spending that time with you. And, like, we'll see you out there again. And I was like, oh. Like,
that's cool.
So that was sweet.
That's awesome.
That is sweet.
Well, I got a funky thing.
Let's go.
Yeah, speaking of the
break
funk,
the tie.
You right?
Yeah.
I actually, my drain line in my house plugged up. And
too big of a poo.
I have no idea what happened. I was taking a shower and the waters kept coming up. I'm like, oh no. Goodness. So I called my plumber, and actually my inspector's there right now doing a camera to see what's happening. So it looks like a problem from the house to the street. We'll see what happens. Hopefully I can dodge it. So that's my funky moment.
That's no good.
Yeah.
Oh
Kasey,
man, I gotta break the tie, and my
Let's
brain is blank right now. All eyes on me. This is my segment.
One,
I don't
two,
even have
eyes
anything.
on you. Have you seen that?
No.
Like when you're
This
like
is my own segment. And I don't even have anything for it. Hold on, let me think. We can cut all this airtime. Editing magic. What did I do over
you
the
went
last?
snowboarding.
I did go snowboarding. I'm trying to think of something sweet or funky that happened snowboarding.
Silence.
This is why we
He's a
become
poser.
prepared and practice, right?
Professional yapper.
On now, brown cow.
My brain is blank. Okay. Hold on. We got this.
Remember, pause for 3 seconds so we can edit that.
Okay.
And then go.
I've got one. I'm gonna cheat, and I'm gonna say that it was sweet and funky.
Okay.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna tell a little story. So I got talked into playing on a co-ed volleyball team. And I'm not really a volleyball player. Like, I am athletic enough to where like I can hit the volleyball, right? Like I'm not I'm not terrible, but like I don't know volleyball. So some people from the gym I go to, they needed an extra guy, and I was like, sure, I can play. I'm just telling you guys though, like I'm not that good. And they were like, oh, I'm sure you'll be fine. Like we're all gonna be on the same level. We're not all on the same level. I'm definitely the worst player on the team. And so they were like talking about rotations and just like.
Now, is this beach volleyball or is this regular?
No, this is like indoor, like 6-on-6.
You're having a Top Gun moment.
Yeah. This is like indoor 6-on-6. I actually have a nice scrape. I don't wear knee, like, you know, like when you show up and then like you see the other team and they're all wearing knee pads and they have like matching jerseys and you're like, I'm in over my head. I don't own knee pads for volleyball.
This is like dodgeball reminiscent of the movie. Okay?
Yeah. I'm just in over my head. But so it's kind of funky because I'm out there and I'm just trying to keep up, and I'm definitely at a level that's higher than my capabilities. like they're talking about rotations and plays, and I'm just like, hey, if the ball comes in my vicinity, I'm going to do my best to hit it in the appropriate way. But also the sweet part of it is that everybody's like super cool, and they're just like, hey, great touch. You know when when you like, it's like the equivalent of like playing baseball or something, and like you swing and miss, and
Like
everyone's
most
like, hey, that
improved.
was a good swing though. Like that swing looked good. It's like, that's the level I'm at. They're all just like, good touch there. Like that was great that you got a hand on that ball. And I'm like, yeah, totally.
It's like most improved award.
Yeah,
when you
I
used
do
to
feel
be
pretty
bad.
good about my overhead serve though. I'm
you get a
like,
trophy?
I've got a good serve.
Yeah. Did you guys win?
No.
Okay.
I was gonna did you get Rice Krispies?
I missed
in
the first
in
two
the Capri
games that had a
Sun
sub for
after?
me, which they might want to just keep subbing for me, to be honest. I missed the first 2 games, and then the 2 that I've been able to go to, we've definitely lost. And like this last game, there was a pretty close one at the end, and the guy serving was definitely targeting me. I was like, yeah, no,
That's
that's
the
fair.
worst.
I would do that too. So like from a
happens.
strategy POV, not a bad strategy.
Yeah. It was
But
like me.
I don't feel like I'm terrible at volleyball. I'm just like there's like being like I've played volleyball before. I can hit the ball, and then there's like people who play volleyball, and I'm just in a division with
Like getting a
people who
good
play
volley and, like,
volleyball.
A
Where it's
rally
like,
going.
yeah, they'll be like, okay, pass middle, right? Like off the serve, they're like pass middle, and I'm like, I'm just trying to hit this ball in the air. Like I'm not like on an overhead like hard serve. I'm
Yeah.
not good enough to like direct where I pass it to. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
You're not.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. Let's just say it.
There's no better way to
100%.
say it.
Oh my goodness. Okay. The next segment, the good dirt. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay, it's the
Is this
tea.
the tea?
Yeah. Okay. So give me a second. Is there anything you do before you get on air?
Red leather, yellow leather.
Yeah, like
How now, brown cow. Really,
No.
really enunciate.
I listen to music. And
oh really?
I sing.
Just get like
That's
in
how
the
I warm up.
zone?
When you drive to, as you're driving, you listen to music and sing?
Because
Hell
we're
yeah.
so tired and I sing out
True.
loud even when I'm at the station. You can ask my coworkers,
Heck
like,
yeah.
no shame. And sometimes we have this joke where it's like, hey, who sings that song? Let's keep it that way.
Are
Like,
you a good singer?
no.
You're not?
You sure?
No, guys.
Yeah.
No.
We
Let's
have
get
her
a
do a
little-
little segment here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, guys.
What's your
It's-
favorite song to sing right
Out loud?
currently? Yeah, like what do you put in your commute from home to the office? What is like the 2 songs that you got to get in right now to get warmed
Before
up?
I came here, I was listening to a lot of the Killers. It was when we were young.
Okay.
Before that, I was also listening to Joe.
No.
You know Joe. That sounds funny. Okay, you know that song where it's like, when I'm back in Chicago. You know that song?
Yes.
Okay. Well, he made a new album, so I was listening to that. But I sing before actually I go on air because it actually does warm up your voice instead of being
Yeah,
like
true.
yellow cow. Well, I sing. I choose to
Heck
just
yeah.
belt it out instead.
I love that.
Warming
I'm
up.
also a big singer.
Are you good?
I think I'm okay.
Please don't sing. Please.
Acapella?
Yeah, you want to do it right now? I mean, this is your
What's
oh.
your like song? Like your go-to
I was
karaoke
just
songs?
like-
Oh, go-to karaoke
Oh,
song.
Don't Stop
Yeah.
Believing, Journey for sure.
Oh,
That's
man,
that's a hard note
song.
to
That's
hit.
a lot of range.
Don't worry about it. I got
Lot
this.
I can play a
range.
harmonica.
You can? Fun fact.
You can play harmonica?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I can play the recorder.
We can get a band together. You can
Let's
sing.
go.
I'll sing. You guys, harmonica, recorder, singer, Treefort, hit us up.
Let's do it.
Treefort main stage. Treefort main stage.
Oh my goodness.
Champagne Problems can be our band name.
Did I
Okay.
tell you about the email that whenever he sent, because it says Champagne Problems,
yeah.
I thought it was a random viewer, and I thought they were inviting me out to like Champagne, and I was like, oh no, like, how did they get to my personal email? And then I realized it was
She realized when she
Oh.
got it. She's like, oh, this is the name of the room. I'm like, yeah.
him.
She thought I was a
That's a
stalker
Taylor
or
Swift song,
something.
too.
I was
I
like,
was
what?
like, oh no.
Champagne Problems
Well,
is
it
a
just
Taylor
said
Swift song.
Champagne Problems 2 to 4, and I was like,
Yeah. All right.
We should be drinking champagne while we do this segment. Or like
Yeah,
while we
you
do
guys
the
should.
show.
do it. Yeah, we can do this.
During the show, we'll just
Yeah.
Okay.
drink some
Next
Dom.
time.
Is that in the budget, Spence?
Yeah, we'll check.
Some Dom.
We'll check with
Perignon.
Charlie, see what she has to say.
Check.
Sophia, we are at the section here for the good dirt brought to you by Southey Real Estate. We'd like to throw a little bit of good dirt out about the community and what's going on. So what do you got for us?
okay, Gateway Parks in Eagle Island. I know it's a tubing hill,
Okay.
but for anyone who wants to learn how to ski or snowboard, mainly snowboarding, because Ryan Neptune, the owner, he was a professional snowboarder.
Cool name.
Yeah.
Fun fact. So
Super cool name.
no, very cool name.
Yeah.
Awesome name. And even better snowboarder. Every single
Really?
person that works there genuinely loves to be outside and loves to either tube or snowboard. And so there's a free little snowboard hill, or I guess it's like a winter park, I guess is what you would call it. And it's just a hill to teach people to literally learn how to get down, which is something that's super expensive. First of all you need is a snowboard, and he even has some. So like if you ever go there and you're like, hey, can I borrow one? He would literally give you like anything you need to learn to snowboard just because he wants to share it with people.
That's cool.
And whereas you go up to a resort and a freaking lesson, you guys, I went to Brundage, and I love Brundage, love you Brundage, but $300 for, oh yeah, sorry.
Plug.
Okay, resort, it was $300 for a lesson. And I was just thinking in my head.
For like an hour?
An hour.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's expensive, and he makes it accessible, which is why it's called Gateway Parks, because it's like a gateway to the winter world and figuring out those things. So Ryan Neptune is super awesome. And he's also cut down on his cost for tubing too. And he added that part in because, like when you're snowboarding, it hurts a lot. It's very tiring. It gives you a break. So if you want to tube, you can go down the tubing hill and you can go with your family, friends.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shout
I've
out
never
that.
known about that. So thank you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Casey, what's up?
All right, my good dirt is Story Night. Has anybody heard of Story Night?
No. What is
Has been to Story Night?
No.
Highly recommend. It's a storytelling format. So they do a monthly show. It kind of rotates around from Jump, the Visual Arts Collective. In the summers, I know they do some outdoor shows over at the Idaho Penitentiary. But it's just a storytelling event. So each month they have a different theme. They have seasons where they have different themes. Like right now they're on an emoji theme. So the evenings are based around an emoji. And then they have professional storytellers who come up and tell a story based on the theme. And then they also have story slammers, who are people from the audience who can put their name in a hat to come up and like tell a short story
Oh my gosh.
based on the theme. Like obviously you don't have to put your name in the hat to like go tell a story, but if you want to, you can. So it's kind of a community-based storytelling show. It's usually a couple hours. They have beer and wine for purchase, and you get to sit down, hear some like really fun, interesting stories and good storytelling, and community storytellers and things like that. So highly recommend checking out Story Night. Just Google them. You can find where their shows are. But that's my good dirt. They've been around for about 14 years. But I always in Boise. It's local. It started here. It's called Story Night. I always feel like I talk to people about it and no one really knows about them. The events themselves are pretty well attended. I've probably been like 5-ish times to a Story Night in total, but I will oftentimes tell people and they'll be like, I've never heard of that. So that's why I'm trying to give them a shout out, because I think that what they do is really cool. It's a little artsy, go have a night out, get a glass of wine and listen to some cool stories.
Fun.
Wow. I didn't know that.
It's cool.
Casey, I need a little help on mine.
Okay.
So the White Rabbit, one of my favorite restaurants in Boise, is closing.
Yeah.
But I heard they sold out. I know the Wilder Group is
Sold
taking.
out sounds bad.
Well, okay, they sold,
Yeah.
but they sold. And are they going to open up another restaurant? Do we know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Wilder Group's going to open another restaurant. I don't think that there's a name for it yet.
Yeah.
I can tell you something else.
I've heard that it's going to be like it's going to be like pasta and sandwiches kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
So I've heard it's going to be like 5 pastas, 5 sandwiches, probably some desserts, things like that. But yeah, I don't know what the name of the restaurant's going to be. And they could completely change the concept. I could be spreading rumors right now, but that's what I've heard is coming up but yeah, the Wilder Group, I mean, obviously they're a great hospitality group in the Valley that every one of their spots is a banger. So I'm sure it'll be really good.
No free ads.
No free ads. No free plugs. David, you owe me money for that.
Well, what you just want to do it on camera? Do you want to talk about it, or do we have to do this off camera?
Oh, what I was going to
dirt?
say off.
Okay, we got to off. Sorry,
Sorry, we
audience.
get insider Channel 6
info. We can't talk about it.
But yeah, no, I think DK and Sarah, I believe, who are the owners of White Rabbit. So obviously they did Bluebird, the sandwich shop downtown, which was awesome. And then they closed that down to go do Petite Four up where White Rabbit is now. And then they kind of changed Petite Four into White Rabbit. Obviously they're incredible operators, incredible, creators and chefs in their own right. But they were just ready to kind of do something different. And like I said, Wilder Hospitality Group, they've got a great track record in town of
I like their salads.
opening really good things. So
Oh yeah, the
Even
chopped salad at the Wilder.
No, let me tell you.
Okay.
The Caesar.
The kale Caesar.
Yes.
Okay.
That You can always catch. If anyone ever wants to run into me, that's where you'll run into me. Sometimes I'll be there like after work with a glass of wine, and it's like noon, and everyone's like probably like, "What is this girl doing with a glass of wine right now?"
That's the best
She's
time
off
to
work,
go there,
baby.
though, right? Lunchtime,
Yeah.
it's not as packed.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, mine's a chopped salad. Add chicken, and then you do ranch, not the balsamic vinegar dressing.
Interesting.
Try it, please.
I love the Wilder.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the Wilder Group does great stuff, so it'll be interesting to see what they do. But I know people are really gonna miss White Rabbit.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I get it. Well, Sophia, thank you for coming on today. We appreciate you. We know you're busy.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was
hopefully
a
you
great
had
time.
fun yapping with us.
I love yapping. It's my favorite thing. And with you guys,
I
this
know.
is fun.
I know. Now I got to go watch some Friends. Like I've seen a
Yeah.
couple episodes,
Pivot.
well, quite a bit, but yeah,
You'll
I gotta
know
watch
which
it.
episode.
I've
I'm
seen a
talking about.
decent amount of Friends because my sister watched a
Yeah.
lot of Friends when we were kids. So, but I don't know specific episodes.
Yeah. No.
I love it.
All right,
All right,
this has
guys.
been Rooted in Idaho with Sophia Cruz.
Signing
Bye.
off.
Thanks, everybody. Now we talk about the real shit. No.
Yeah. No,
This is
shut-
Rooted in
shut this
Idaho
recorder
after
off in a
dark.
second so the editor doesn't do
Wow.
it.
You want to stop recording or you want to?
We'll do it in a sec. Yeah. So, what do you think, Sophia? What do you think of what we're doing?
I like this. This is fun.
Is it fun?
Yeah, this is so fun. I think you guys were gonna do really well. I don't think there's really any other podcast too because what's that last podcast that just closed down? CityCast Boise.
I was gonna say, did CityCast close?
Yeah, they closed. So I have
Okay,
a
I
friend
knew
who worked for
CityCast.
them. Yeah, I have a friend who worked for them. They pretty much decided to shut down business here. So
I
yeah.
know some people who listen to it. There's I think From Boise does a podcast.
Yeah.
I think they actually record here.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll see. But
From
yeah,
Boise.
we'll see what happens.
I don't know. Yeah, you're like early on in our journey here, but do you have any notes for us?
Honestly, no. I feel like you guys make it seem more like a conversation as long as you
It's the
like keep
goal.
it that way.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Because at first, like when you tell people you're gonna go and interview them, we're like, hey, I have literally no questions written out. This is gonna be whatever comes out of my brain.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think what we're trying to do too is prepare you ahead of time. So that's why we gave you that document. But maybe
It was
like
a little last minute.
yeah, like a couple hours before,
No,
right?
that's okay. But
But-
it wasn't like anything like, or it's like I need to remember this.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Is like trying, and we'll get better. Is just like keep it in segments, right? Talk about your business, who you are,
Yeah.
different things, and sometimes the conversations naturally go, in one way, and you just roll with it, right?
Yeah.
And I think
Mhm.
that's a big thing is, just introducing people in the community, talking about it, why Boise's awesome, and it takes kind of its own path, right?
Yeah. Are y'all gonna do this like a week by week episode, or is it?
So the plan right now is to get like, I think what are we aiming for, like 6, and then drop like a season basically of like 6 episodes.
oh,
right off
that's
the bat.
cool.
Yeah.
So instead of just doing like, here's the first episode, like we're gonna
Yeah.
be like, boom, like drop like 6 episodes all at once at the beginning of February, 6 to 8, and then from there try to like, right now we have this room booked out pretty much every Monday and Wednesday from 2 to 4.
Who's next?
We're talking to Gibson Berry Hill on Wednesday.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Gibson, and then we're talking to Jake Black from Lost Grove Brewing next Wednesday.
You
Yeah.
guys should try to get
Yeah, and if you have any advice, yeah.
You can,
the guy from Breaking Bad. What's his
Oh,
name?
Aaron Paul.
Aaron,
Yes.
That'd be
he lives
sick. That'd be
here.
huge.
how do we get him on here?
Yeah.
Just
Pull
DM
some
him.
strings.
Just DM him? Okay.
No, like seriously, like how, like just
That'd be sick.
reach out.
That'd be crazy.
And
Okay.
that sounds crazy,
should.
but like
We should just
he's
stay-
always
stay
doing
on him.
local stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like we're really to start really plugging into just like our own personal networks, right? And like obviously, I know a lot of people in the food and beverage space is going to be like
Mhm.
where I mostly know people.
Yeah.
And so ideally, it wouldn't just be like food and beverage, but I also think that to some degree, a lot of food and beverage businesses are the most like locally well known places because
Yeah.
that's where people spend their time is at coffee shops and in restaurants and things like that and breweries, whatever. So those are some of the most recognizable brands, and I have good access to get those people in. But I think we also want to expand it outside of that. Like that's why brought you on. I was like, oh, Sophia would be.
You're like,
A, she's a
"That's the best I
yapper.
can do.
Yeah, she's a yapper, but also like you have an interesting story of coming, moving here from Texas and having a different perspective and lens and like being in the news where you guys are telling like community stories and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So it's not
Yeah.
just limited to food and beverage business owners.
Yeah.
Like we're trying to kind of have like
Everybody.
a good breadth of guests and things.
And I
but-
think even like small guys, right? Like local
Yeah.
businesses, and we're trying to highlight. So we're just doing like a whole mix of other people. Just get them on here and let people know about them. Because
Mm-hmm.
Boise's growing, but I think we really want to try to hold on to that sense of community that it has. And it's going to change. It has changed, but
That's
just
what
trying to
everyone
keep it.
says. They're like, it's grown so much. It's
Yeah.
like so fast. And I'm like, wow, guys, like we're barely just getting to North Italia here.
Yeah.
like we just got another Nordstrom rack.
Oh my
Let's get a Kava. Let's.
What do you mean? We got like 4 Costcos, like a 5th on the way. Top Golf.
You know what? I am not a Costco member.
Wow.
I need to be one.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just gonna go when you guys.
No, don't do it.
I was gonna say. I think I have an extra
if you
spot if you need it.
Yeah, if you need to tack on, don't do it though, because you go to Costco for like 2 things and then you spend $500.
I'm a Trader Joe's girl.
Yeah. What I started doing is Instacart. So you do Instacart for Costco. So that way, like, you just get the essentials. Because, when you go to Costco, it's like,
yeah, they get
oh,
you.
there's a sweatshirt and pants. They have 5 of the colors, and they're good price. So I'm like, of course I'm going to buy all 5. Right?
It's like Target for adults.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For everybody.
But you do the Instacart, and it's like, I've noticed when I do it, I spend a lot less money. Because I'm not
that's
like,
smart.
oh, I need that vacuum cleaner.
They get me right when you walk in, and they're like, it's like, oh, here's a pair of gloves, and then here's a green supplement, and you're like, well, I mean, I'd be dumb not to buy that.
Yeah, it's like $6 off right now.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
That's how they get me right at the beginning.
I like the process of like grocery shopping though, like being in Trader Joe's and like going all the aisles, seeing what seasonal snacks they have.
That's crazy. People think I'm crazy. I love doing that. Like,
and the music's good there. I'm like,
I know.
Yeah, I'm like, bring it on.
Like, you send me to Costco. I mean, well, actually, probably like Target or just like shopping in general. If like you're going for clothes, I would rather dig a ditch. Like, I could literally just like fall asleep. But for some reason, when I go to the grocery store, I just like unplugging and literally going down every aisle just to see if there's any cool things I might have missed out.
Yeah. No, I feel that. And I also just
Guilty pleasure.
Yeah. Actually, I feel like the Trader Joe's downtown, they want to talk to you and they want to know how your day's
Yeah,
going.
I know, right?
Depends what kind of mood I'm in. Sometimes I'm just like, thanks, have a good day, bye. But other times I'm like, yeah.
It's like the Dutch Bros of the coffee world.
I don't really like Dutch Bros.
I don't know.
No free ads.
Off the podcast. Dutch Bros is like Trader Joe's. At least they're like it doesn't feel as invasive.
Where do you get your
as
coffee
Dutch
from?
Bros?
Here.
Ooh, my favorite coffee shop here is Slow by Slow.
Really?
Love Slow by Slow.
I mix it up. I try to go local. I really love Primal Coffee when I want a Primal latte. Have you had one?
No.
Oh my goodness. You got to go get
don't
not
even
the
think I've
Primal
been to Slow by
Coffee.
Slow
You got to get the Primal Latte. It's
Okay.
like they do like condensed milk and like nutmeg
that
and
sounds
cinnamon.
really sweet.
It's
Is
actually
there, like,
not.
butter in it too, or like
He does some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
We'll have to get him on here.
I've had it.
Yeah, you don't like it?
No, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
like,
such a
no.
black coffee drinker. I'm just like
Yeah.
Oh, you're
that's
one
why
of those.
that's why I like Slow by Slow.
Gotta
If
love-
Just
I'm
black
home,
coffee
I'm drinking
drinker,
black
yeah.
coffee, but I go
Really?
bougie when I go out. I'll get a latte.
I do
I don't
not
like
get
it.
on the black coffee way.
No.
What is this that you have? Where'd you
That's
get it
a toasted marshmallow latte.
Ooh.
But it's actually not. It sounds so sweet.
Yeah, I was
but
gonna
it's
say,
not.
mine sounds sweet, and you're drinking a toasted marshmallow latte.
But no, but it's like
Where
the
from?
Jitters by Jane.
from? Okay, is
Yeah.
that your spot? Is that your go-to?
Sometimes or like the district, which is like the one right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I like the
Like that
district too.
one.
Yep.
I actually do my work in there because I'm getting my master's right now, so I'm like doing all my school in there.
Did you leave that out? You didn't tell us about that.
Oh yeah, I'm getting my master's. I don't know. I always forget.
Just-
What are you getting your master's
I
in?
graduated in 3.5 years from college, and I'm getting my master's.
What are you
yeah.
getting your master's in?
It's in geosciences with a concentration in applied meteorology.
Okay.
So
Wow,
it
good for you.
sounds like it's okay. Honestly,
Applied meteorology.
Yeah.
What is non-applied meteorology?
everything else. I don't know.
Oh.
But it's literally a lot of just like math, heavy math dense classes. A lot of figuring out how the atmosphere works the way it does, the forces that work our atmosphere. It's a lot of like also hydrology. That's a class I'm taking this semester, and then I'm also taking can't even think of the other one right now. Classes start Wednesday. Okay.
Oh my
So-
god. Oh, okay. So you're just starting.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like at the point where I have the worst senioritis of my entire.
Are you almost done with this?
Yeah, I'm finishing in the summer. And then I'm never, ever going back to school again because holy moly. That, man, getting your master's is like a whole grind. It's like all
Yeah.
of the college without the fun.
Yeah, seriously. That's a good point. With no weekend parties.
Yeah, it's
So like,
all-
do we call you doctor after that, or what is that?
No,
what does
no,
that do?
no. I mean, it's just like I don't know. It's just something I wanted to have. I don't know.
Yeah.
And the station helps me pay for it.
That's
So,
nice.
That's awesome.
yeah, it's all online. It's just a lot of school for sure. And it's a lot of reading and it's a lot of deciding what days I want to live my life. And yeah, it's weird. It's weird being like getting your master's and working because I'll be at work and I'm doing school sometimes because it's like the same thing. So
Yeah.
it's like I can work
Oh.
on my schoolwork at
Yeah.
work, thankfully.
That's pretty nice.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Because you're applying meteorology at work.
Literally, I'm doing that. And then sometimes your professors are like meteorologists all around the world. So there's different events going on where they're at.
Wow.
And so you'll have to like dive into a topic about that. So sometimes I'll even talk about it if it's like big enough to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have like a fun fact about Boise, like with meteorology? Like, is there anything we should know?
honestly, there's nothing that comes to mind right away. Fun
Gotcha.
facts, I feel like, is hard.
Is there anything unique about the Boise's climate or anything?
Well, right now, I don't know if this is necessarily a fun fact. It's more of kind of like especially if you love snow, but this is like the lowest record snowfall we've ever had for Boise. Have you noticed that we've gotten like, no snow
Yeah.
at
No
all?
snow.
Yeah.
Not even like a cent.
Does that mean, are we at a risk of like a summer drought or like bad fire season as a result of like low snowpack?
I mean, it's just the way our weather pattern is right now. Low snowpack can cause that like longer term. So like this season, wildfire season gives me so much like.
Yeah. It was a bad one last year.
Yeah, it was bad. And I remember like going into work, like literally having anxiety because it's like, okay, how many more wildfires is there going to be? And how many more am I going to have to tell people about? How many more evacuations we need to account for? And it's just like so much to account for because it's also just people's lives. And so when you see things that are going to happen and you have to be the one to tell somebody like
You're gonna have to
prepare
evacuate
to
this
evacuate.
area.
It's just, you literally feel your heart like out for them because you're just like, I don't know what else I can do but just tell you what's coming and then you make your choices. But
Wow.
yeah, I've had some crazy weather dreams before. No, I'm so serious. Like I've woken up like in a dream where like a fireball just comes out of the sky and it's like, how did I not forecast that?
Oh my goodness. How did I not?
The viewers are gonna be so upset
They're
tomorrow.
gonna be like not prepared at all.
But that's the thing. We don't have to worry about tornadoes, anything
Yeah.
like that here, right?
Yeah, there's like maybe one tornado like on average a year, but it's not like anything massive. Like we don't have a ton of severe weather because it's not one hot, and we don't have like the supply of endless moisture like they do down in the Gulf, which you need heat and moisture to really create and curate that environment for severe weather. But we have mountains and we have valleys and we have rather temperature inversions and very foggy mornings and things like that. So
That segment was brought to you
nerd
by meteorologist Sophia Cruz.
not to nerd out, but
And what we really learned, what we learned today on the podcast is high pressure system
Good hair
equals
days.
good hair days.
Exactly.
right now high pressure.
High pressure, good hair days. I'm having a very mediocre hair day, personally.
I feel like it changes.
What do you think about? You usually wear a hat.
I know. I know.
I wish I could wear a hat.
I know. I was going to. It turned out okay today. I was in a rush.
I'm happy
I
for
think
you.
you guys both have great hair.
Thank you.
Thanks. And you. Should we wrap this thing up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
All right.